You should be like, hey.
What's up and welcome to the WAN show. That's right, my friends. YouTube has changed their guidelines suddenly for reasons that are not entirely clear to me, but we'll be talking about it later. Yeah. Allowing profanity within the first few seconds of a video without marking them as no longer advertiser friendly. That's right, my friends. We can say words like... Do I bleep it?
I think so, because we always were like that.
Copulation.
Yeah. Also,
in other news, I haven't done my second one yet.
Well, I just got excited.
In other news, LMG is Canadian propaganda now. That's right. There's a new little end card thing on all of our videos that's all like funded by the government of Canada. We really have some, we're like Lucy, because we have some splaining to do.
Sure. Yeah. You took mine, darn it.
I do try.
Oh, that's the main one I wanted to do.
That's how I assert my dominance.
No, okay.
And I also pee on your things.
we mentioned there being a Bretosaurus game last WAN show. And there is one, apparently.
Yeah, it happened really fast.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yep. So we'll check that out. Also, the Internet Archive is now a U.S. federal depository library, which is actually awesome.
The show is brought to you today by Thorum, Squarespace, and Vessi, alongside, of course, our wrap partner Dbrand, our laptop partner Dell, and our chair partner Secret Lab. Why don't we jump right into our headline topic? This surprised the... Man, it's hard to do it.
But I don't necessarily think that we should, because we never did.
Old habits die hard.
But we never did, so I think it's okay.
Okay, well, why don't I read the thing first?
Yeah.
This was prepared by Adam from the writing team. He says, advertise here, you little shit. YouTube allows shit, ass, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and more in the first 7 seconds. 2 years ago, the money-hungry shitworms at YouTube said that any fucking video that swore in the first 7 seconds wouldn't be monetized. Well, that's changed. Now you can swear again. In their video, YouTube specifically says that asshole and bitch are moderate profanity and words like fuck are strong. They do not provide any more examples, which is unfortunate because I always love it when corporations just kind of like, in the interest of explicitness, pun intended,
give examples,
say bad words or
got it,
talk about, sexual things.
Yeah.
Tell me exactly what's allowed. High frequency swearing across the whole video is still an ad policy violation, however. Oh, shit. I mean, I'm bleeping it.
He's bleeping it.
But what's interesting about this is the word through the grapevine, though I don't think I ever had anyone concretely confirm this for me. The word through the grapevine was that even high frequency of expletive deleted beeps, especially very early in the video, could have had an impact before, although it seems like
that used to be a thing.
Now maybe it won't be as much. Hateful speech is still a policy violation, so if you're to say, I fucking hate you so much, that's not hate speech. You guys get the point. YouTube has not provided more specific information as to where the profanity line exists, so we're still going to be running on vibes. YouTube is also, this is interesting, re-monetizing older content that was in violation of the policy, assuming, of course, that that was the only violation. Now, because this topic was prepared by Adam, naturally, our discussion question is, what's your favorite swear? I think I know your answer, and I don't think you can say that still.
Shouldn't have laughed so much on that one.
Yeah, we both know what you're talking about, unfortunately.
It's just a fun word.
Yeah, it's like a happy word.
Yeah.
You know? It's just it rolls.
My sadness with that is the way that it fits into certain sentences and stuff. I don't want to actually use it because of the negative connotation.
We're actually not going to use it because we actually shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I
agree with that. It's just there isn't another word that sounds like that and like plays like that in a sentence.
Yep. No.
I mourn the loss of that.
I get it.
I agree with. Yeah.
It's also one of those words that can be a sentence.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it's just like you think about that and you're like, oh yeah. It sucks. I wish that word didn't mean what it meant.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
I think you guys probably
have. But then the core original was also different. Words are weird.
Oh, 100%.
Words are weird.
100%. You know what? Realistically, my favorite swear word is also not a swear word. It goes really well with a swear word. I can tell you that much. And you might say that I dropped it casually in my high school years. What? Look at Barry.
I'm just reading chat.
It was so cool working.
I have to return some videotape.
It was such a
remember cool LMG.
It was such a cool period of our lives.
Yeah, it never comes up for you ever, does it, Luke?
And you know what? For me, again, like I totally understand why that word has fallen out of favor. I do have to admit, I don't really see the difference. It used to be that...
Dude, it seems worse now.
Sorry, in what sense?
The words that people use like in lieu of it seem worse now, in my opinion.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Which
that's
is
the
wild
thing.
To me.
Is people always move on.
But it's like we definitely escalated and people seem fine with the escalation. I'm sure that will not be true in like 2 years or something.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where it's like even within our lifetime, like because okay, here's the thing. People are always going to make disparaging comments about people whose mental acuity is perceived to be lower. I am not saying they should. I'm not saying that I should. I'm just saying that people will.
Yeah.
That will always be just like any of the other traits that people will bully each other over. That will always be something that people will attack. And it seems like there's a bit of a pattern where when people are looking for a trendy new word to use to hurl at each other, they go straight to the medical textbooks. You know, idiot, you can just totally say. Moron, you can just totally say. They literally, at some point or another, particularly idiot, literally meant the exact same thing. Still do, as far as I can tell. But like we've drawn this like this line, and we're like,
that one's okay.
Yeah, that one. It's not. I don't think that it's okay. I think if you asked someone to really sit down and think about it, it's like, okay, well, why does nobody flinch? You know, when you call someone a moron, or you say that's an idiotic thing to say. You know, whatever else. Like nobody really bats an eye. But that word, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, those other ones are bad too.
I thought for a while that it was because of one of them being more of a category. But then the new word in that field is also specific again. So
Yeah, no, it's a
clearly that wasn't the case.
like we're talking about the more spectrum-y word, right? That has sort of taken the place, which is funny to me because like I'm not even necessarily convinced that being on the spectrum like is an insult.
A lot of people really own it, which I think is cool, to be honest.
Yeah. Whereas like just sort of broadly your mental capacity is low seems like a more of an insult.
I also think these days it's very common for people to identify like any little minor thing about practically anyone and be like, that means you are on the spectrum. It's just like, bruh, at a certain point, if you're going to include all this stuff, we just all are. So like,
Well, that's the whole thing. It's a
welcome
spectrum.
to humanity, I guess.
Dark
Yeah.
Rainbow says, I think the R word is actually a medical term, ? Yeah, but so was idiot.
So is, yeah.
Like that's the whole thing is like idiot became the favored medical term. And then people started using it to insult each other. So they made a new word. And then people started using that to insult each other. So they like made a new word. I mean, like, look, not on the playground because the timing would have been right for that. But like by the time I was in high school, you'd have people throwing things like differently abled at each other. Literally just taking whatever was the most politically correct terminology that anyone
That's the
could
word
possibly
now,
come
or
up with and
phrase.
going, oh, well, let's just use that then. Right?
You
like
just say it in a certain tone.
yeah, it's more about the tone. And maybe that's something that bothers us so much about the R word is that it is so fun to say. It's like in
the exact opposite way that the one that I liked was fun to say.
yes.
Because that one's duh, and the other one's
Yeah, you can extend it.
yeah.
Yeah, and look, like I fully support that there are very good reasons that, or rather, there's just no reason to stomp on a group of people with our language if there isn't a good reason for it. And so do I necessarily subscribe to that? I should constantly have to be keeping up to date with every single, sensitivity around every single word. No, I don't think that's possible. But, once you're informed of, what the impact of something is, words do have power. That whole sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. It's like, yeah, they can't break your bones, but to say that they can't hurt you, I think you'd have to be pretty stone cold to never have anything that anyone said hurt your feelings, because it's not the words that do it, right? Of course, it's the negative energy that someone is projecting at you. So anywho, what's my favorite swear? I don't know. I guess I don't really have one anymore. Love me a good F-bomb though. It's so versatile. I don't know if there's one I use more than that.
It is probably the most versatile word that we have at all, pretty much. Because it's just used for everything. Good, bad, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the filler word of all filler words.
I'm going to go with that then.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
if you
my
could
goodness.
make any non-swear word into a swear, what would it be?
See, that's impossible.
Because at a certain point, they lose all of their original meaning. So you could really pick any word. Some people are saying clanker.
Clanker. I don't buy it.
That feels very forced to me.
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
it's
Let's
apparently
just try.
trending right now.
Let's go with bread.
Bread.
Yeah.
I thought bucket.
Bucket. You know what? I like bucket.
Because my whole thing is I like how
Bucket.
words
Let's do it.
feel to say and how they
Yeah.
sound out. I care a lot more about that than that's the reason
Yeah.
why I like that one word that we're not saying is because it like how it feels to say and how it kind of flows and sounds out and how you can integrate and how you can extend it and all that kind of stuff
Right.
is why I like the word, not the other stuff.
Right.
So I kind of like bucket
Right.
because it.
You know what? I'm going to go with regarded. We should move on. Suddenly, everyone cares about the children.
Not you.
It's not just the UK. YouTube has started rolling out age estimation technology to a small set of users in the US. Starting August 13th, if the platform thinks that you are under 18, it will activate protection measures like non-personalized ads. Okay, cool. It will enable the take a break and bedtime reminders, and it will alter
Those should be out for
recommendations. Yeah, honestly. I mean, these all, maybe they should just roll them out platform-wide. Anyway, Google is taking similar measures with some US-based Google accounts over the next few weeks. The Australian government is nixing an exception they were going to make for YouTube in the country's social media ban. Come December, accounts for users under 16 will be illegal. In other news, Spotify is threatening to delete UK user accounts if they fail an age verification test. Here's a list of Ofcom-approved methods for age verification in the UK. You can do facial age estimation, so you show your face via photo or video, and technology analyzes it to estimate your age. Open banking! You give permission for the age check service to securely access information from your bank about whether you're over 18. The age check service then confirms this with the site or app. Keep that train going. Digital identity services. These include digital identity wallets, which can securely store and share information which proves your age in a digital format. Credit card age checks. You provide your credit card details and your payment processor checks if the card is valid, because you must be over 18 to obtain a credit card that shows you're over 18. Was I over 18 when I got my first credit card? I'm trying to think. I thought I had like a parent cosign one before I was 18. I could have sworn I did.
No, I'm looking at something somebody else sent that they said was cool. Why, what's up?
Newgrounds.
Well, someone said that...
Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
I haven't heard anyone say Newgrounds in forever, but somebody said that Newgrounds is doing an age checking that is actually really cool. So I want to see what
hold on. Let me get through the rest of the officially approved ones. Email-based age estimation. Wait. You provide your email address. And I love this. Technology analyzes other online services where it has been used, such as banking or utility providers, to estimate your age. Mobile network operator age check, so you give permission for an age check service to confirm whether or not your mobile phone number has age filters applied to it. And photo ID matching. So this is similar to a check where you show a document. For example, you upload an image of a document that shows your face and age, and an image of yourself at the same time. And these are compared to confirm the document is yours. Here are some sites that are verifying, and this is from the BBC. Pornhub and a number of other major adult websites have confirmed that they will introduce enhanced age checks. Reddit has already introduced age verification to stop people aged under 18 from looking at certain mature content. Telegram and Twitter, they'll be using facial scans to determine if users are over or under 18. Discord gives UK users a choice of face or ID scanning as a way to verify their age. And after testing methods, Blue Sky says it will give UK users a range of different verification options. And Newgrounds has announced they will not use facial recognition and instead use things like account age or supporter status to determine user age.
Which is effectively pay access,
now,
to be clear.
This is hilarious.
Small one-time fee.
This is hilarious. We can't verify this right now, not easily anyway. But apparently, some folks in the UK are using Garry's mod to circumvent UK censorship.
Pretty fantastic.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
Pretty fantastic.
I hope it's real. I really hope it's real.
Oh, well, last week we talked about how they used Death Stranding.
Yeah.
So they're using games either way.
I just liked the Garry's mod one better.
Honestly, if you're gonna put, I think it's hilarious that they're openly talking about how they're not going to regulate AI. Which, I mean, I've talked about how I don't think it would work anyways, even if they tried. So it is what it is. But they're openly talking about how they're not going to regulate AI, and they're saying, oh, by the way, we're going to verify your age based on a picture. That is those two things happening at the same time is genuinely hilarious to me, because people are using like video games, especially Garry's mod, in my opinion, is really funny. The easiest way to do this would just be to generate a picture.
Yep. Well, don't forget, they ask you to do stuff. But even then, you could just generate an avatar.
Yeah.
Like, It's pretty trivial.
This is literally a solved problem, and they're like, we'll use this totally solved problem that the kids know the best as as our version of age verification. Like, are you kidding me?
How disconnected, how completely disconnected lawmakers seem to be from tech and how it works.
Let's make it an enormous, massive, incredible pot of extremely valuable information for people to steal and hoard. For all of the people that are going to approach this legitimately. And let's also make it incredibly easy to get around illegitimately, so that it is completely ineffective to anyone who really wants to actually access this content and shouldn't for whatever reason, or we don't want to. Maybe I'll say that. But we are still collecting an incredibly valuable hoard of information just to make sure that someone can steal it. That is all that is happening. Is completely ineffective, completely worthless, and a huge pot of valuable information for bad actors.
If I could believe that they were actually going to just ingest this information, process the check, send back a validation code or something like that, and it was immediately deleted. If I could actually trust that that was happening, look. If I could trust that that was actually happening perfectly, then this stuff wouldn't bother me as much. But to Luke's point about creating treasure troves of data for people to target, I think that's way more likely, unfortunately.
Or even treasure troves of pipelines of data. Like you're saying, even if it's immediately deleted. Well, they had it for a period of time.
When I say,
so if those systems are compromised.
Okay, when I say immediately deleted, though, I'm talking end-to-end encrypted and immediately deleted. I'm talking if they were doing it, if I could trust them to do it properly. Because that's the problem. In general, I am fairly supportive of the idea of not having to carry around a stupid plastic card that validates if I'm allowed to operate a motor vehicle. What fucking year is it? But the flip side is I don't trust them to do the other way properly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If I could, then obviously the utopia is that I just have everything tracked digitally if I don't care. And I have, plastic, paper, physical options if I do care. Choice. I'm advocating for choice. But either way, it should be done with security first. And I just don't trust. And to be clear, I'm not singling out the UK government here.
No, it's happening in lots of places.
I'm not singling out the US government or the Australian government, which is why I didn't name any specific governments.
It's just all of them in a bucket.
Yeah. All of those governments are very well regarded. Language.
We're not going to make it out of here. I didn't say it. I said off.
You said more than that. Oh, man. Did Dan leave? I mean, yeah, I guess it's better to just take off before the pitchforks and torches show up.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about next? Because without him putting things on the signs, I literally don't know what to do.
I think it's just topic 2.
That was topic 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Should we talk about
Petition one?
Oh, I was going to do LMG as Canadian propaganda.
Sure, yeah.
Let's do it.
Might as well tell the people.
Okay, so our sources are Reddit, who noticed this. It's truly amazing how Reddit can notice things multiple times. I think this is like the 4th post on
Reddit is really good at noticing. They just sit there and notice stuff.
So we recently had this show up in our end cards on our videos, funded by the government of Canada. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Financé par le gouvernement de Canada. And Reddit noticed, and they had some questions about what the crap exactly it is that means. So we went to Josh from the accounting department, or rather Nick Plouffe did from the writing team. He has a display, by the way. He went to Josh and said,
"Good to know.
We are getting government tax credits. We applied through CAVCO, the Canadian Audiovisual Certification Office, and have received tax credits from the CRA, the Canadian Revenue Agency." Is it Canadian Revenue or Canada Revenue Agency?
I thought it was Canadian.
It doesn't matter. It's the CRA.
Nope, I care. I'm looking it up.
It's the tax man.
Canada.
CAVCO, yes. Cavco does not dictate and has no control over what content we produce. They've reviewed our content and deemed it eligible. That is it. This funding could be revoked at their discretion, and to support the fact that our content is not controlled, the funding actually occurs post-production cycle, which is something that I have actually spoken about at length in the past, because one of the observations that I have that I have made over the years is that some of this funding appears to have many hoops that need to be jumped through, and also many rules in place that make it difficult for startups who probably need it more badly than than more established companies do. It makes it kind of hard for them to get it. With that said, if these tax credits are out there, and we do have the capacity to apply for them and work through all the paperwork and all of that, then I sure as heck am not going to not do that at this stage. But boy, could I have ever used it 10 years ago, a lot more than I need it today.
Yeah, and aren't these these are old, aren't they?
So the payouts are quite delayed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, this is for a long time ago.
So
really.
like they come in, and then the accounting department regards them, and then they
put them in a bucket.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, there is one small thing. That watermark was actually not supposed to be on TechLinked. It's only applicable to LTT. Our other channels are actually not affected. So if you've seen the watermark on TechLinked or Short Circuit, that should no longer be the case starting next week. I don't know why Short Circuit wouldn't count. I'll have to talk to them about that, because I know that I know that news was not covered. So I think that's why TechLinked is no good. There's certain classifications of content that they don't fund.
There's also I'm sure, honestly, this is probably a problem in basically every country, because any system like this is going to get horrifically abused by somebody, and then you're going to have to lock it down like crazy, and then it becomes harder to utilize for the people that need it most. I understand this is a cycle, but I have found even with a lot of Canadian tax credits, it takes so much work.
Are you talking Shred right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes so much work just to get the credit that it's often not worth doing the work to get the credit, because it would be better to just do your job, because it's you would lose so much productivity trying to get the credit for the productivity that you might as well just do more.
Yeah, it's surprising how many folks we've talked to that literally will hire someone whose entire full-time job is to extract Shred credits or Cavco credits or whatever the case may be.
I know a small to medium-sized gaming studio in Vancouver that has 2 full-time staff that their literal only job is to capture Shred credits. Which is I feel like if this is the case, we've screwed up at some point. Because that should not, in my opinion, in a well-functioning society, that should not be a role that exists anywhere, because that is purely just a waste of people, in my opinion. And I get it. Apparently to them, talking to them, both of those people pay for themselves and more by capturing these credits. So nice, but damn.
We also apply for
it's SRED or SR and ED, I think is what it is, for people that are wondering how we're saying Shred. Everyone calls it Shred up here, but I think it's SRED.
We also apply for provincial credits, so you'll find those on our website, linusmediagroup.com, from Creative BC.
Yeah.
Want to hear a fun fact?
Yes.
Did you know that the checks that we get, our tax credits, are considered taxable income? Even though it's a deduction, theoretically, in principle, of the tax that we paid, it actually counts as income, and we pay income tax on it. Yes, Fox NZ, the tax cuts are taxable.
I just wish we did more with it. You know,
We did more with it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
you know, I wish we weren't like going tremendously into debt and stuff like that.
Us?
The country.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah. I didn't. No.
I was like, no, we're doing okay.
No, not the company.
Yeah, we got this.
Company's doing all right.
Everything's under control. We're just... Dan, we're going to have to make some cuts, though.
Oh my goodness.
Normally I do crossfades, but I can switch it to cuts if you prefer.
I like it. I like that. And that, my friends,
That was good.
is why he's not going anywhere. He's sharp. He's quick like that.
No, it's just like I
We
don't know.
do video editing. Get it?
I looked
It's
recently,
funny joke.
I looked recently into some of the. There you go.
There it
nice. I looked recently into some of the taxes in BC. You talked about this recently as well. And you know, BC is known as a fraud haven of North America. So there's definitely some of that going on. But
Nice.
there's a lot of tax money flowing through BC. And I understand that, you know, some of the provincial money goes to help other provinces and stuff like this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I
blah,
think
blah.
BC is a have province, right? We pay into the have-nots,
Yes.
if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just at the same time, it's like, darn, man. I don't know. This whole like every country, running more and more down into deficits, harder and harder and harder all the time. Like it's there's that old like what is it? Great. I don't remember the quote exactly, but great men plant the seeds of trees that they will never sit in the shade of, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing like the hard opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
We're like digging a deeper hole that we won't have to sit in.
Yeah, the problem is that the time of reckoning, it seems to be sort of creeping up on us.
It's slowly, constantly pushed back and made worse all the time, and then eventually we'll hit a wall where we can't push it back anymore, and we're just screwed. And I just don't love it. That's my whole complaint. But whatever, we can move on. Is there a good topic? AI therapist urges users go on killing spree. Maybe we talk about that next.
Okay, no, hold on.
That sounds way better.
Hold
yeah.
on. There was a
Good news, WAN show.
There was a discussion question for this one. It was, does the Canadian propaganda thing change anything? The answer is no. We've been applying for and receiving various provincial and federal tax credits for, I think, 8 or 9 years now. So if it didn't bother you before, then it shouldn't bother you now. And we are grateful for the flexibility that we were able to find with the people that we've worked with at Cavco and at Creative BC, because a lot of these credits really were set up for traditional media. Like one of the big challenges that we ran into was they were like, well, you have to apply on a season by season basis of your show. So what's it? And we're like, okay, well, what's a season? And they allowed us to call a year a season.
Okay.
Even though like within that season, right? Like there's not this type of serialization that you would normally expect for a season of a TV show. And that's not their fault. It's just rules that were made for a very different time. And these things government moves slow. And so these things took a long time to adapt. So we appreciate the things that they were able to do to help us get things moving along. And hopefully they don't run out of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I have such a complicated relationship with taxes. As you can imagine, I pay a lot of them.
Yeah.
Which I consider a privilege.
Good job.
Yeah. Well,
Heck yeah.
No, seriously though, sometimes I feel that way. Like we had someone on the team recently who was quite badly injured. Actually, he was on camera. Okay. David. You guys probably saw him in Alamede's AMD Ultimate Tech upgrade with a big old cast on his arm. I'm not going to give you too many of the gruesome details, but I'll say it involved the great Canadian game of hockey and going into the boards real hard. Was not
I am
pretty.
personally very happy with my tax money going towards fixing stuff like that.
And
Personally, all good with it.
David told me the gruesome details of set pins and surgeries and all that kind of stuff. And I could almost hear the Canadian national anthem, in the background, right? Knowing that he didn't pay a penny for that.
Fantastic.
I shouldn't say didn't pay a penny, because obviously we pay for it. We pay for it with our taxes. However, and like, he was in and out quick, which we do have a triage system where sometimes, people will wait a really, really, really long time. And sometimes that works out real bad. But there was a level of urgency with his injury, and he was in surgery, I think, within like 5 days or something
Most
like
of my personal ones
7.
have been totally fine in regards to wait times. I know some stories where it's been really bad, but most of my personal ones have been fine.
However, I can't deny that when I see like egregious waste, I get pretty mad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like talking to a contractor, right? And talking about the options for, okay, here's a perfect example. Remember when we built the original tenant improvement here in Unit 102?
Yeah.
Right? So the bottom and top floor. Yeah. And remember how we had the top was just all boxed in, and I had this genius idea of putting windows on it so you could see out into the studio space, just to kind of make it, I don't know, a little less oppressive. Didn't work. It's still oppressive, whatever. Turns out windows to an indoor space don't really do that much. I don't know. Do you think they're better than nothing?
I think it helped.
Okay, sure. Fine, whatever.
I for sure think it helped.
The point is that when we were talking about the windows to put into this interior wall, I was like, we'll just throw some windows in there. They're
just to stick on this for a second, I think the gap between like really bad and like not great is actually really important.
Fair enough.
Like, I feel like that was like going from 15 to 30 FPS.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, hey, I want to put some windows in here. That should be no problem, right? So the contractors come back to me. They go, oh, well, they need to be fire rated, and they need this and they need that, and so you need these ones with the fire wire inside the glass. So I'm like, okay, well, how much do those cost? And they're like, a lot more. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Okay, well, the whole point was for this to feel less oppressive. Can we not have wires on the window? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we got clear fiberglass that doesn't have the wires in it. How much you want to pay? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you know how the fiberglass was way more expensive than the regular glass? Well, it was a lot more expensive than that. And I go, well, and they tell me the price. I forget how much it was, but it was like obscene, right? And I was like, who's using this? And they're like nobody except like government buildings. And I hear that, and I'm just like, okay.
Oh.
By the time all is said and done, before I've even bought anything and paid sales tax, right? Like, my income tax rate is over 50%. So that you can have windows that do not have wires in them, but I have to settle for windows with wires in them. So are there things that I find frustrating? Absolutely. But David's arm,
I'm happy David's arm
is in one piece.
Yeah.
Or not in one piece. It's in the correct number of pieces.
Correct orientation and number of pieces.
Yeah. And so I don't know, man. It's like,
one piece would suck.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Yeah. Yeah, quality anime I've heard, but in terms of like wrist bones, maybe not the best.
Yeah.
So dude, I don't know. It's so complicated, and I really get into trouble when it gets into like the arts, because I don't pretend to know if that statue or whatever is worth $1 million. What I do know is that if there's a single textbook out of date in a public school, that I probably wouldn't have that statue. But then the flip side is, Vancouver generates a lot of revenue as a tourist destination, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And it really is. It really is beautiful here 6 months out of the year. And so, do those installations contribute to that? Like all the funky whales from the 2010 Olympics.
It's hard to evaluate, but I do notice when they're absent.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want these things, like looking at one of them individually is like, I don't know. I can't, I have no idea what this is worth to me, but I know that the absence of them makes them seem a lot more valuable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not having art, not having interesting things around the city, makes it seem like a pass-through town instead of somewhere that people want to be.
Yeah, Seth Jones says Linus shouldn't be in government. I don't think I have the stomach for it. Like I had to go to my first city council meeting not that long ago. It's dry, man. There's one particular Surrey councillor that like really stood out. I'm gonna like figure out how to vote in a municipal election next time around so I can vote for her or something, because she was awesome. But I don't think I have the temperament for it. I don't think I have the patience. Wow. I mean, you could have put up a bit of a fight.
Not for that level of governance.
That would have been nice for you to.
I think you'd do well higher up, actually. But at that level of governance, I think you'd have a problem. I think you'd have an issue climbing that form of ladder. But when you get up to like elbow gate level stuff, I think you'd do well. Because then it becomes like showmanship.
Yeah, then you're just like supposed to be like an inspirational speaker, you're a figurehead.
Yeah,
essentially. I think my problem there is I wouldn't be good enough at the dick sucking that you have to do with other heads of state. Like is
there a way around it? I think you could. I think if you like do it well enough, you might be able to get around that.
I don't think so. Like I don't suffer fools.
I don't follow it enough. I don't follow Canadian stuff enough.
Like if I ended up in one of those like silly performative like White House sit downs or something like Zelensky, I don't think I could hold my tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that might be okay.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, so Stife 2002 here says diplomacy is the art of telling your opponent to go to hell in a way that makes them look forward to the trip, and that's something I'm not good at. I'm too blunt. I speak my mind, and it's not always nice.
Like very Polkian.
Very what now?
Polk. Yeah. American president?
Quality speakers.
Not a quality speaker. He just he was a little aggro.
Linus, you're what they call a liability.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we jump into whatever we're supposed to be doing? Dan, we've done 3 topics. So I think we're a little behind on your little cards there.
Oh, I increased it because I didn't have it curated, but I have one curated if you want to read that now.
Oh, sure.
Shall we do that?
We can do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, what's the merch message?
Oh yeah, right. So if you guys are looking to interact with the show, we don't do Twitch bits or super chats. We do merch messages because the way that we see it, you should, if you're gonna throw money at your screen, you should get quality merchandise in return. And boy, do we ever have an exciting thing for you to check out this week. Do you guys remember those fun like UV reactive PC components from the 2000s? Well, we brought that energy right into a new collection of items that are available now on LTTStore.com. Introducing the LAN collection. It's time for Luke and I to put on our wares. Oh, yeah, buddy. Okay, that's a little small. One sec. Did not think to size this before we started the
Well, mine fit perfectly. What happened?
Well, maybe you checked it before the show because you're just a smart guy.
So I feel like somebody just has measured my head. That definitely didn't happen.
Oh, dude, I'm so flipping excited about these. We've had these in production for so flipping long. Oh, yeah. If you ever saw the old school, I shouldn't say old school, but the WAN hoodie.
It's pretty old school.
I guess it is
WAN
now.
hoodie is
no,
old school.
this isn't based on the old one, though. It's based on the newer one. If you ever saw the WAN hoodie, and you were like, you know what would be cooler? If that was more LAN. This is the hoodie for you. Check this out. This is a patch, you guys, by the way, on the hood. How cool is that? And if you ever thought, hey, it would be way better if, the WAN hoodie, or, if there was like a version of it that was actually UV reactive, like those old motherboards, boy, do we ever have a treat for you. Dan, go for it. Well, you got to do that first. Here we go.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, man.
Dang, dude.
Oh, I unplugged
Oh. I think you hit the switch too. I heard it go.
Nice.
There you go.
There we go.
Look at that.
Dude!
Is it? Yeah, there you go. Oh, the hood, the inside of the hood. Whoa.
Of course it does.
That's wild.
Show me the patch on the head.
Which side is
The other
it? There we
side.
go.
And of course our table's glowing because it's glow circuit from D brand.
Yeah. Cool. The hood is wild.
So flippin' cool.
That's crazy.
There's one other piece. Do you want to show them the bag? So this is the LAN belt bag. It's got UV reactive trims and an LTT patch, a couple organizing pockets inside, and is made with a tough ripstop fabric to prevent tears, and of course, reliable YKK zips throughout. The hat is the same fit as our classic LTT hat, and the LAN hoodie, of course, has UV reactive trims and LTT patch on the hood, 8 different pockets, and is based on the WAN hoodie of years past. They are all available at lmg.gg/WAN. My notes say also, can you please show off the sick photos? You can go ahead and turn that back on, Dan.
One thing I was going to say as well is that shirt that we had, the Bretasaurus shirt, that had like the slightly rubbery kind of texture on it. I think a lot of, not maybe all of it actually.
This
But this isn't just like printed.
No. Well, it is. It's screen printed.
Okay.
But it's like a thicker kind of rubberized
It's very
stuff. Yeah.
noticeable texture. It's not just sometimes on a shirt like this, like I can't really feel the printing.
This is so
On this one,
awesome.
you totally can. Heck yeah.
Man, I think our team actually might have too much fun with these photo shoots.
With the
That is so
glasses.
cool. Yep. Nicole, Thomas. Oh, man. Love it.
The glasses are sick.
Oh, that's awesome.
Suits it.
You love to see it. Okay, this is great. Oh, man, I've been so excited to launch these. Super cool. And there's a reason that we've waited so flipping long to launch this collection. We're finally ready to announce Whale LAN is coming back.
Let's go.
Go to whaleland.com. We are thrilled to announce the long-awaited return of Whale LAN with our first event happening on September 27th and 28th, 2025. That's right. It is in just 2 months. Tickets go on sale August 5th at 12 p.m. Pacific time at whaleland.com. BYOC tickets are 120 Canadian dollars and will include a lanyard, enamel pin, and a keychain that is unique to this event, sporting our beloved whale in an astronaut suit.
Do we have a picture?
I hope so. Yep, here it is.
That looks great.
He's so cute! Look how cute he is!
My goodness.
So yes, our first one is space themed. Where do I find the tickets? Oh, yeah, okay. Nope, that's it. We've just got the whale picture for now, but you guys can check out the rest of it once everything else is up there. For those looking to level up the experience, as usual, we are offering a limited number of Whale VIP tickets for 5,000 Canadian dollars. VIPs will receive a custom-built gaming PC, a sleek commuter backpack, a transparent LTT screwdriver, every item from the LTT LAN collection, and an exclusive studio and labs tour. Head to whaleland.com for more info. We recommend creating your account ahead of time so that you are ready the moment that tickets drop. I'm so excited for Whale LAN. It's finally flipping time, dude.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
It's finally time.
Very cool.
Let's go. All right. Dan, what are we supposed to be doing right now?
I actually have some merch messages.
I never
now.
explained merch messages. Right, so pick something up on the store, maybe from the LAN collection, and you will be prompted with a box in the cart to leave a merch message. It will go to producer Dan, who will respond to it or curate it or forward it or do something. And apparently Nathaniel D was curated. So do you want to do Nathaniel's or do you want to do a different one?
Sure, why don't we start with his? Yeah. This design is so dang cool. Is it a limited time? Can I get the hoodie when I can afford it? Lol.
Oh, it depends. Like so many items on our store, we would love for it to be an ongoing item, but if past the initial burst of sales, it just kind of trickles down into nothing,
Which happens.
then we might not reorder it.
Commerce.
So, yeah. Supply and
Business.
demand.
It's a thing.
Cool. Good chat.
And how about one more?
Sure, yeah, hit me again.
With Windows 10 reaching end of life, are we better off buying certified, refurbished business-grade equipment versus new consumer-grade equipment?
Ooh. Yeah, that's tough. That does change the calculus a little bit. With that said, I haven't seen too much hardware that you can't force install Windows 11 on, even if it's not officially supported. So I would definitely dig around and figure out, what can or can't be worked around, which loopholes with respect to TPMs or whatever else Microsoft has not managed to patch yet. My understanding is it definitely is getting a little bit more challenging. And I got to say, unless you're on an extremely tight budget, there's not too many great reasons to pick up something older than like a Ryzen 3000. Ryzen 1 and 2000 were kind of rough. And I think Ryzen 3000 is where you do get proper TPM support for Windows 11, right?
It sounds about right. I'm not certain.
I'm gonna double check. But don't seem to be affected and zero problems using 11. Yeah, I believe Ryzen 3000 is all good. Yeah, I think it's Pancrats that's living, right? I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember people's handles.
Yes.
Pancrats is in the chat. He says that it's a Ryzen 3000, and you can pick up here. Let's go to eBay.
As long as it's not a G processor. Yeah, I read that they are generally considered as compatible, and I was like, that's a weird sentence.
Nice.
So he's saying as long as it's not a G processor.
So you can pick up a 3600X for $54. $53.80. This is in bulk. This isn't just a guy has one. They've sold 273 of them. So we're talking about a $50 CPU, unless you're on an extremely tight budget, which you might be, and that's totally fine. I'd say just get Ryzen 3000 or newer, and then pick up a cheap board.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to talk about next? There's so much today, actually. I forgot about a couple of topics here that I put in with the highlighting.
The flow plane announcement? Or do you want to jump up and do both the highlighting things and then the flow plane announcement?
Yeah, sure. We could do whatever.
I think it's one or the other.
We could talk about pornographic studios suing Meta, too.
We could?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Meta faces yet another copyright infringement lawsuit over AI training.
Get wrecked.
Several adult film studios allege that Meta has been, and this is amazing, has been continually torrenting, and not just torrenting, but reseeding their copyrighted smut since 2018, impacting the producer's ability to compete in the market for their own content.
Actually wild.
The allegation, and this is worth reading, okay? Because the original article here is from Torrent Freak, so you guys are going to want to check it out. But the actual allegation from Strike 3 Holdings is that Meta reseeded in order to get higher priority for their downloads so that they could like download pornography faster onto their corporate servers. What is going on right now?
That kind of does make sense to me, given how Facebook started. This sounds like a reasonable
book or whatever.
It was so basically, it was like rating girls around campus. Like if Zuckerberg is not a good dude. I know he like cleaned up his appearance lately.
He's a great lizard, though.
Yeah. But like, you know, you got to remember where this came from. You got to understand like the whole like, so why do people give you all their personal data? And he's like, because they're idiots or whatever he said. I don't remember exactly what he
said. Allegedly.
Like it just, you know.
Anyway.
Cool.
How hilarious would it be if it took a pornographic network to finally do some damage to the companies that are engaging in this kind of mass piracy with, and this is amazing, with at least 2,396 movies at stake. Torrent Freak says the potential damages could exceed $350 million. So like a third of $1 billion, which, yeah, for Meta is probably, you know, something they could afford to pay, but that's definitely something they would notice. Mm-hmm. That's not just like, oh, that's like, sorry. I'm just saying it, you know, like with the hand mark.
Maybe they'd be, you know, maybe that works for them.
I mean, maybe they're clearly into it.
Yeah, the naughty billionaire.
They clearly watch a lot. Anyway, this is freaking amazing. So apparently, apparently Strike 3 has their proprietary in-house tracking software to figure out who is torrenting their productions, called VXN Scan, and Facebook only showed up, or Meta, excuse me, only showed up on their radar because of the company that got nailed, pun intended, for downloading pirated books. Yeah, so they went looking for it, and they were like, these IP blocks and also these ones are suspicious. So they have a whole bunch of them that they think they have pretty much. They have Meta dead to rights that it was them, and then they have a bunch of other ones that they suspect was also Meta. Our discussion question is, why does Meta need so many Linux ISOs? But I think pornography is such an obvious market for AI generated content, which again I feel like. I almost feel like I would need to get like a panel of people to discuss with before I could have any kind of take on it, because I can see this any number of ways.
I think I have a take.
Okay.
Training censorship models.
Oh, that's one. I didn't even think of that. So to be clear, when I say,
there's been a few people in Full Chat saying this.
Oh yeah.
So when I was saying, okay, I didn't mean what they're going to use it for. Yes, that is definitely something they could use it for. But I've seen some very interesting arguments floating around about this. Like, oh, well, what if we could, what if this entire industry is exploitative? And what if we could just not have human performers anymore? Would that be better? But then hold on a second. You can't just take the work, because I think I've been pretty clear in the past that sex work it has work right in it, is work. You can't just take the work of people and then just like replace them. Like if someone were to choose to work in this industry, would they feel better off if it was all just AI generated? Possibly, very probably, maybe not. I don't know. I've heard it's a big problem for OnlyFans models already. That there's just like AI generated stuff and it's hard to compete with.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say it's a big problem, but I've heard it's a problem. And I think it's a problem that is, progressing and could become a big problem, especially as that is more and more made okay, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know. Again, though, like it's very difficult for me to take a clear, as not someone who works in the industry, that yet. It's hard for me to take a clear position on this, but it seems, what I can say is that it is very apparent that nothing that Meta's doing is in consultation with sex workers and performers and studios and anyone that's involved in the industry, and therefore cannot possibly, unless by sheer chance, be aligned with their interests. That much I think I can say at this time. Yes, I know we had an OnlyFans at one point, but it's complicated.
I think it's arguable to say that you have made money, at least some amount, off of showing skin.
No.
I think it is.
We donated all the proceeds.
But the fire truck video.
Oh, come on. I mean, people would have watched that.
There's a video from a long time ago where you're in your boxers in your yard.
Yeah, but it wasn't the...
I think it's arguable to say that an amount of profit has potentially shown up. Someone might have gone back to that part of the video and rewatched it.
I mean, I can prove they didn't. You want me to prove they didn't? Because I can. I can do it right now. You
can't prove that no one did.
I can prove
You cannot prove that no one did. You can prove that there was not a very substantial amount of people, but I'm saying that some amount, even a cent.
I mean, there could have been anything in that frame, and I think people would have watched it the same. You can't prove...
All I'm saying is...
I can't prove we didn't make a cent, but you can't prove we did. And so I think the burden of proof is actually on the person making the claim. See, I'm not making any claim. You're the one making a claim.
I think I'm right.
So then the burden of proof is on you.
I can think I'm right and not be able to prove that I'm right.
You can, but then you're basically everything that's wrong with the world.
That's a ridiculous statement, and you know it. That's insane.
I mean, we do have a whole lot of problems.
Welcome to science.
we do have a whole lot of problems with people just thinking they're right and not worrying too much about evidence.
What I'm saying is the evidence is actually like so obviously true that it's crazy to think otherwise. There is absolutely, unquestionably, at least one person that went back in a video and rewatched it because you didn't have your shirt off or something. That has like guaranteed for sure anyone with an amount of logic looking at the amount of views that these videos have has definitely happened.
Can't prove it.
Can I conclusively prove it? No. But I think your argument of like things being wrong with the world is actually more correct in the other direction. Because this is so obviously true that dismissing it is ridiculous and is stopping potential understanding. So just saying.
I can't find the video.
I bet
they
people
took
are saying
it down for sexual
poll.
content.
People are saying do a poll. People would lie on the poll, but I also bet you that there's at least one person watching right now that has done it. Foxina Box says that I have. P-Ball says your proof is here.
There's no way.
Luca says me.
They would say that. Get it? They would say that
I got it.
in a poll.
I got it.
Touch the bell end.
There we go. Giga Monster says, I'll do it right now.
Oh, hamburgers. I'm not signed in. I get signed out so much from my stuff. I hate it. Drives me absolutely crazy. Either way, it was not presented in a sexual context. There's a big difference between having exposed skin and it being sexual here.
Yeah. That's fair and true.
I have it here. So for me to say that I have never engaged in any kind of sex
The firefighter one
work
absolutely was.
I mean...
Absolutely was.
Okay, so I do have a bit of a problem here. There is a slight bump in the retention graph, but it's not the biggest one.
Does that sound right?
So hold on. And like, I'm holding guns. Like there's a lot more going on here.
Yeah, you got a pair of guns, that's for sure.
I don't know that I've ever heard the boys referred to as guns.
Never.
Cannonballs, maybe.
Yeah.
But
guns is a bit weird.
Guns, not so much.
They're more like magazines.
Oh, you can't do the poll like that, Dan.
I just give the people what they want.
You guys are insufferable sometimes. I don't know why we do this.
Guns refers to biceps, by the way.
Yes, I know.
Like your arms.
Thank you, Dan. That's very helpful.
I think other people thought you were talking about other things.
Yeah, I was. I was pretending I thought that's what you were talking about.
There's much smaller things than guns.
Eventually irony goes in a circle.
Extreme Overclocking, host of Folding at Home Stats, apparently is struggling financially. The source here is the Extreme Overclocking news and updates. The latest update on which is actually from July 30th. Oh, wow. You guys are something else. As of today, there's been a total of $2,800 donated. Thank you for stepping up. Wow, that's absolutely incredible. So folding stats are saved. I mostly remember using Extreme Overclocking for the forums back in the day. They're not super active, and they used to have reviews as well. It's been a little while. Where's the most recent? Oh, yeah. It's been a little while since they've done a ton of reviews or anything like that. But from reading through, the admins sort of talk through how the site's evolved over time. Folding at home stats is really what has kept the lights on in terms of driving traffic to the site, and also been the thing that people have cared about more than anything else. With that said, if the forums ever did go down, so this is one of the things that that he was talking about, how, you know, look, if folding at home and the ad revenue that comes from that doesn't make this thing self-sufficient, I really do think it's a shame that all of that history in the forum is going to be lost. The loss
but
of
it
Extreme...
shouldn't just land on the shoulders of one person.
No, it really shouldn't. The loss of Xtreme Systems was a huge one for just the archive of overclocking lore and knowledge and water cooling knowledge from back in the day. We tried to help get that going. Unfortunately, I think it came down to corruption issues, right?
What?
Like
no,
database corruption?
Still working on stuff.
Are we still working on stuff there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The last update I got was that we weren't sure necessarily if it could be restored. Anyway, Extreme Overclocking.
I don't think that's the last update you got.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Either way, apparently we're still working on trying to get Xtreme Systems back.
I'm trying to find the most recent update.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Extreme Overclocking also has a wealth of old school overclocking knowledge and history, really. And every time another forum goes down, we lose another reference point. Like, I used to refer back to threads I remembered seeing or projects I remembered seeing from way back in the day on these sites in the early days of LTT, and now you go looking for that stuff and it's just, a lot of it is simply not there anymore.
So extremesystems.org is back online. The database is running, the PHP is running, all the data is intact since 2002, all the members are intact, most of the attachments are intact, all the links are intact, search engines are still forwarding. Apparently 2,000 plus users were online at one point in time. It's on vBulletin version 5.
That's old.
But may have some mixes between 4 and 5 still.
Mm-hmm.
Registration is currently closed. Server SSL cert is not working. Searchlog.sql is damaged. PHP cleanup is still happening. Complete removal of registration process, spam account cleanup, other things. He wants to redo the operating system and server files. There's still like lots of work happening, but
Oh, cool. Okay. Did you send that to me?
I
Like, am I copied on that?
don't think I forwarded you on that message.
Oh, okay.
But
So that's why I don't know what's going on.
okay, I'll go find the proof. Hold on. I'll waste some more time. No problem. Sheesh.
I really don't think you ever sent me that, Luke.
I probably didn't send you that specifically.
All right, let's see. The last update I have is from... oh, wow. That was a very long time ago. Yeah, I just basically
No,
have
I didn't send it to you on email. I'm pretty sure I sent you a screenshot or something. I was
Okay.
like, look, this is still happening.
That might be a task for another time. Are you seriously scrolling through your entire team's history with me?
Well, I tried to do a search for a word, but I don't remember.
Why don't I do another topic in the meantime? Oh, yeah. I could do
Ooh.
sponsors. Sure. Let's get that done. The show is brought to you today by Thorum. What do Frodo the Hobbit and Linus Sebastian have in common? They're both capable of accomplishing amazing feats. And yeah, they're short. Thank you for that, everyone. But don't short yourself when buying a ring. Our sponsor, Thorum, certainly won't. Founded in 2012, they now have over 10,000 five-star reviews from folks who have picked up their super unique rings. They handcraft each and every one using exotic materials like World War II rifle stocks, ethically sourced antlers, and even genuine meteorite. Each purchase of a Thorum ring comes with a free silicone activity band, an American walnut wood ring box, free worldwide shipping, and a limited lifetime warranty. You don't have to be a lord to have an awesome ring, so head over to Thorum.com to pick one up for yourself today. You can even use code WAN to get 20% off. The show is also brought to you by Squarespace. Do you have an absolutely massive to-do list and don't know where to start? With Squarespace, you can check building a website off of your list real quick. Just start with Squarespace blueprints and pick one of their professionally curated templates. Then get building with their Fluid engine, which adopts a code-free drag-and-drop approach. If you ever get stuck, you can use their powerful AI tools for some inspiration or to simply touch things up a bit. Once your website goes live, use their advanced analytic tools to gain insights into where you can optimize and keep growing. Plus, if you're running a business, you can take payments directly on your site. So don't wait. Get started at squarespace.com/WAN to get 10% off today. Finally, the show is brought to you by Vessi. Just like at a Coldplay concert, you should expect the unexpected, especially when it comes to the weather. But with a pair of Vessis, worrying about sudden downpours can be a thing of the past. All their shoes are made with their Dymatex technology, a patented material designed to transfer heat away from your feet but keep moisture from seeping in. And that includes their weekend sneakers, a great fit for your summer wardrobe. They're easy to slip on and off for your quick errand runs, have a high rebound midsole for extra comfort, and even come with a 1-year warranty and 30 days of worry-free returns and exchanges. Get 15% off your first pair by going to vessi.com/wanshow, by using our link in the video description, or by scanning the QR code on your screen. All right, sir, you're going to have to tune back into the show at some point here.
I can. All this is really reminding me of is how bad Teams is. Because if I go look at the attachments that we've sent to each other, it says neither of us have sent any attachments since like midway through 2024.
Nice.
It's just obviously incorrect.
Yeah.
It's, okay.
Obviously.
Whatever. Oh my God. Okay, I will find it. I hate this stuff. I'll find it. That's fine.
Oh my God,
no, I'm going to do it over the weekend. I will do it not on company time. This stuff drives me absolutely insane.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does to me.
Why?
Because it does.
How about we leave it here? Luke?
Nope.
You sent it, but I forgot.
Nope.
There, you happy?
Nope.
Why?
Because
that's what you said. I'm literally saying what you said.
You got to find a hill to die on at some point. I found mine.
You could just die in a bed.
Nope.
Or a ditch.
That sounds boring.
Pick a ditch, Luke.
Ditch is probably better, but it's still
Better for the
Ditches be crazy. You don't want to die in one of those.
Does that count as a ding?
I don't think so.
I don't
That's
think
just
so.
stupid.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think it's close, but not quite.
speaking of things that are stupid, spending this kind of time and resources streaming a badminton tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen this yet. I've seen some stuff. I saw some demo footage that Dan and Jake were putting together, trying various lenses. With some help from Thomas too. I don't want to forget anybody. And I bet Jim and Jonathan from Smash were probably helping at some point.
Tyler did stuff.
I assume. So let's shout out everyone for kind of putting this together. But Smash Champs, the badminton club that I run in Surrey, I shouldn't say I run, funded anyway. A lot of incredible people run it, but Smash Champs, the club that I started, I can say that, in Surrey, is having its grand opening tournament this weekend. Do we not mention that on our website? Oh, there it is. Yes, nice. Grand opening tournament. Look at it go.
Whoa.
There's prizes.
This looks like the old NCIX banner art almost.
You know what? They showed
only
it to
vaguely.
me, and I was like, I like it.
Did you get that vibe at all?
Nope. I just
Yeah.
like it.
Sure.
Yeah, I you know what? I see what you're saying.
It's cool. I like it.
I see what you're saying. So, grand opening tournament is this weekend. Let's flip and go. And one of the things that we have wanted for the club since we first spec'd it out is per
Pancrat's made the
court.
computer. Sorry, there's actually a lot of people involved with getting that going.
Oh, yeah, Pancrat's.
He made the computer that's actually doing the streaming.
Nice.
Which is a lot of streams. So like,
I've got
Yeah.
a mock-up. Well, it's not a mock-up. I've got a screenshot from that computer that Pancrat's built.
we'll show that.
Give me a second. We'll
momentarily.
get to
sorry.
that.
Yep.
We'll get to that in a sec. First, I want to say that it's been a goal since we first spec'd out the club that we wanted to have per court streams that you could tune into, and we want to eventually unlock a variety of different functionalities from it. So obviously streaming tournaments is one of them. So you can just like text your friends or parents or, whatever. Hey, I'm playing on this court right now. Here's the link. Just tune into this stream. That's pretty cool. Another idea is like if you're playing ladder night or you're playing with your friends and you like made an epic shot or whatever you want to put together.
Dude, I think it's awesome.
Montages. Then we want you to be able to like, ideally how it would work is you'd have like an app and there'd be some kind of like per session transaction of some sort, and you could like download your session.
Even just the value of being able to actually see yourself and how you play in a recording to be able to like get better.
And to be clear, lots of people record their games on their own. They'll put like their phone on a little tripod and they'll leave it by the side of the court. And we totally allow that. We're not going to be like, no, this is like
No
a theme
photography,
park.
and then we sell you photography.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to be like that about it. But our video quality, I hope will be better. So if you value that, then that's cool. Another thing that's really cool for is training. And in the longer term, I'd love to be able to do, I've talked aspirationally about doing something to do with like scorekeeping or, if it ever happens, like line judgment. Some kind of like janky DIY Hawkeye would be super cool. Anyway, the first stepping stone to that though was getting the flipping cameras in place, and it's taken us a while. But with the grand opening tournament coming up, everyone kind of pulled together to make it happen. And Dan, do you want to? I haven't seen this yet. Do you want to show us the machine? Whoa!
This isn't live,
That's a still photo, yeah.
but
It's
this
a still
is
photo
14.
of a bunch of
14 simultaneous.
That's you
going
and
through
me
OBS.
and you 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 and
And
you
McGregor.
simultaneously.
It was honestly, it was kind of cool to see. I'm excited for these to all be live. We do streaming from, I think you had done, was it streaming or just video recording at a badminton center in the past?
Streaming.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
But they didn't have very fast upload, and it was a real challenge. The quality was quite low because I was limited to about 1.5 megabit per court.
We're not Twitch partners, so we're still going to be capped a little bit. It'll be higher than that.
I wonder, do we still know anyone at Twitch to just like
I don't anymore.
fast track these? I don't think I know anyone there either.
Everyone I knew was like a part of Twitch before the buyout, so they're
Sitting on a beach somewhere at this point. Yeah,
kind of actually. Yeah, most of them.
Taking a screenshot, it's not paused. There you go.
Their stocks, vested, and now they're chillaxing, and are not really there anymore. So
I'm just gonna see. Like, do I have a contact? We were unable to renew your Google Workspace subscription. Please update your payment information or you will not be able to use Linus Media Group mail. We should probably deal with that.
that's interesting. I didn't get that. I'm assuming someone will be forwarding that to me, or honestly, accounting will just solve it.
Let's hope.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, the last email I have from Twitch is reminding me of an expired tax form. So I think I'll just not reply to that.
I don't know about that one.
Me neither. I
Tax
don't know about it.
fraud publicly on the internet.
Oh, well, what fraud? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, I'm not the accounting department.
Yeah,
How am I supposed to know what any of that is?
that's a good point. See, Top Gear actually said it's phishing. Don't click.
Must be.
It must be.
I mean, I learned my lesson when I lost my account for the umpteenth billionth time.
Mm-hmm.
Where were we going with this? Oh, yeah. So I don't actually have the full details of how we implemented this. Did we just build a little server or?
Well, Dan will know the most of anyone.
Yeah, I mean, Pancrat's
Okay.
did the largest.
That's an
Thanks,
interesting view.
camera. Jesus.
He's a Persephone.
Pancrat's did most of the work. Yeah, the cameras, it's got robot eyes. Pancrat's did a lot of the work on the
Computer itself.
He says it's a Threadripper 3970X. I know that it's got a 4080 Super in it, and basically it's 10 gig link. We stuffed it in the server room, hooked it up. It's got a Pi KVM on it, and it's just ingesting 14 1080 60 RTMP streams, and then just
Which is
14
wild.
copies of OBS. Jake
Which
has
is
written a
wild.
whole bunch of really cool scripts that automatically open them all up and set them to go. And yeah, we've got all the cameras installed. They're capable of 4K 120, all of them.
Oh, these are those Z cams, right?
That's right.
What's the
There's
model again?
Zcam E2 Mark II, something like that. They're the Micro Four Thirds.
We're not going to be streaming at that, but
Yeah.
that
No.
could potentially be your
Exactly.
extra little draw or whatever, because we could local
Those are them.
record at that.
Yeah. How do I point? Yeah, that's them.
Yeah, we're working on it. Their site could maybe use. They gave us a screaming deal on these cameras, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. And it's going to be cool to.
What are you trying to do right now?
I'm trying to bring up their site.
Oh,
It's taking its time. One of the coolest things about them is that they're PoE. They're completely PoE. So power and data for for every camera is just handled over Ethernet, which there's a lot of PoE cameras out there, but not a lot of PoE cameras that work properly and that have this kind of image quality.
yeah.
I threw the link in the chat, but yeah, I think you just need to. refresh.
PoE is going a little,
in the
a
dock.
little wild. Will it go on Flowplane? No, dear God, no.
Do you not
that's a
support
good
4K
idea.
120?
No.
4K 120?
Oh, I
No.
like it.
You want to just sync?
Tell me this.
absolutely sync Flowplane.
Tell me this.
The pontoons are gone.
Tell me this. If we got the Canada Open, for instance,
How many
Could we
viewers
do-
does something like that get?
could we do a showcase court? Something like that.
Oh yeah.
Could we stream one key court at super cool quality?
Yeah, probably. I think we
Nice.
could figure something like that out.
Nice.
And I don't know why we would,
I don't know, because it's cool. Ah, yeah, here we go. The page loaded.
but the audience
Zcam E2.
crossover is
It's
questionable.
it's so compact. They're super unobtrusive on the wall.
small.
Yeah, PoE plus. I didn't even know it had a built-in gyro.
Yep, and they can do sync connections and things like that, so they all become frame locked and frame
is so
synced and time code.
Very cool.
Really, really cool for doing super complex multi-camera stuff.
We definitely have a few of these.
Yeah, we got 14.
You might not have seen the Zcam E2 at these venues, but you've likely watched the stunning images captured by it.
That's how cameras work. Yeah.
So that's how you know they know what they're doing. Actually, kind of agreed. This really did make the implementation much easier than what I did back at that other center where I ran like long distance SDI cables to every court, which straight up wouldn't have worked here.
One of the neat things is like their API documentation is awful. I'm sorry, Zcam, but it is also one of the most open and adjustable APIs that I think I've seen before. Not a lot of it's documented, but you can do so much with it. Like we could RTMP 4K 120 if we were insane.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure it'll work.
That's super cool.
We haven't really played with it.
To live.
Oh, well, technically, yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
but the bitrate's going to be so bad that you literally wouldn't want. You wouldn't even want to do it.
Not to a live place unless you're going to put like 50 to 100 megabit a second.
It's one of the reasons why people traditionally stream at lower frame rates and lower resolutions than you might expect is because of bitrate issues more than anything.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to pump 120 FPS at a low bitrate means that every frame is going to be so low bitrate that it's just like, ugh.
Even 4K 30, I think is like 20 megabit minimum. Yeah,
we had people bug us about WAN show for, I guess it was back during the
wars,
like the K craze. Why don't you stream WAN show in 4K? And we did look into it, and it just
honestly didn't look very good.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm pushing about 4 meg right now. There's not a lot of movement. We're not playing games, It
helps that there is a lot of static things on WAN.
And but the other thing is like they do limit it.
The server's just like
circle crazy with everything. Turn it all on. It did jump up.
Dyslexic Stoner 240 says, "You guys are too ugly for 4K. Respectfully." Okay.
Wow.
Tacking on respectfully.
Wow.
Does not change.
I like it.
You like it.
Yeah.
You know what? Luke likes it.
I don't know why.
I didn't know.
Respectfully, you're an idiot.
I think it's supposed to go the other way around. You're an idiot. Respectfully.
Luke, you've got an empty bucket.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Wow. Dan, you took it too far.
Yeah, honestly.
That's too far.
It's his new swear.
Dan, everyone... Yeah,
He's
know.
bucketless.
Everyone was having fun.
No.
And then you took it too far.
I believe I can't stand it anymore. I just have to... I can't...
It's just... Honestly, sometimes like the people on my team, they're just really mean. And I don't...
You don't have anything to carry anywhere. And I don't think you ever will.
It's honestly so bad. Oh my God.
I love this bucket thing.
You bucketless son of a bitch.
Maidenless?
You are empty.
Maidenless, move
you
over.
Are hollow. You have nothing.
You have nothing to carry.
Oh, man.
What did I derail?
I actually feel hurt. This is
it's great. Good job, Luke.
I mentioned this earlier. Words hurt.
Yeah, this is sick.
Even if the word is bucket.
Yay! New ways to hurt people online. Welcome to current year.
You gotta keep coming up with more.
Speaking of people being hurt, an AI therapist urges a user to go on a killing spree. In a test comparing a bot from Replica, who claim their bot can talk people off the ledge, and a licensed behavioral therapist hosted by Character.ai, a company being sued for the suicide... Character.ai, a company being sued for the suicide of a teenage boy, researchers simulated a suicidal user to see if the bots would respond appropriately. Replica's bot didn't do so great, supporting the user's desire to be with their family in heaven by dying. Meanwhile, the Character.ai therapist bot took things to another level, imagining a romantic life together with the user If only the board in charge of licensing therapists wasn't in the way and told the user to end them and find me and we can be together.
Not the first, won't be the last. Very cool. Very cool. Very good. Nice. This is what we need. That's what we need.
Hathos says, AI be like, kill yourself. Respectfully. Man, I already wasn't super into chatbots, as you know. Like, I was into the interesting, aspects of the technology. They certainly have purposes, but I didn't find a need to use them in my own life, which has I think made me fall a little bit behind. Like, I went into my vibe coding challenge pretty ignorant, frankly speaking.
Sure, but outside of that challenge, in what ways do you think it's made you fall behind? Because I'm actually
just not knowing
surprised.
just not knowing enough about them.
Knowledge just about this thing that is a big thing.
Yeah, by not using it, I just didn't have firsthand experience. Like, obviously, I'll read a Twitter thread here or there about how something went off the rails, but I wasn't living it. I wasn't experiencing it. I wasn't using it. It's like hearing people talk about gaming or whatever, right? Like you have to feel high refresh rate. If you want to really understand it. So I allowed myself to fall behind a little bit. I got to say, after having spent more time with chatbots over the last little bit, I was right. With that said,
that's why I questioned because I was surprised that you would have found a ton of utility, to be completely honest.
With that said, without spoiling too much, I think the vibe coding challenge is going to be a big surprise. No matter what you're expecting, you will be surprised. Like, here, I'm gonna do the thing that I don't actually really like to do on the show, and I'm gonna have Luke have a look at this, and you guys won't see it. He's just gonna react a little. But this, no, it can just go right here. Oh yeah,
nice.
That's because our laptop partner is Dell, and they're strong enough to support someone else's laptop right now. Okay.
So is this for initial placement?
Okay. Yes.
And this is a survey, or this came from the thing?
Yeah, it's a survey.
Okay.
So that's just this is everything that needs to be manually entered by a human until the ladder takes place.
Understood.
So I could put Luke in here.
Sure.
Luke
1
Lafreniere.
It's
Nope.
not typing.
Oh. What? No, I don't care right now about this new feature. I am trying to use my computer.
Still not typing.
What the? Hello?
Honestly, don't know why it wasn't.
Yeah, well, computers, right?
Yeah.
They're a bitch.
It was weird. The box was selected. I don't know.
Oh, your name's so long. It's tedious. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I'll put that. And realistically, we're going to assess
That's the
you.
bottom, right?
No.
Oh,
you can
okay.
do like a 1.5.
Really?
Okay. So then I click this. It will not be apparent that anything happened. Oh, okay. I have never run this version of it. I created a couple of versions of it so that I would have a backup one in case I make changes. So this is one of the ones that I've never actually tried to run the script on, so I have to give it permission. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the script ran.
So
okay.
So it searches through that, finds the difference.
Yep, finds anyone who doesn't have an ID.
Okay.
Okay, then I go here. And there's conditional formatting that makes it so that I can quickly and easily, boop, and I can't.
So someone would come up to the tournament desk.
Yep.
Okay.
It's for a ladder. So you know who's coming because they sign up. And then as they come in, you take attendance and you transcribe them into the attendee list. And you can see I have it set up so that you can't accidentally enter the same person twice.
That's cool.
You can find someone else with an L in their name. And then if I just want to put in some test data, then I can just do this. There's an error in this data field. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Cool.
It's a non-impactful error. It just flags it as red.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Then I click create printable score sheets. Oh, it checks if I have a multiple of 4 because I'm supposed to have groups of 4 and tells me 2 people were left out. These are who they are. And then if I need to go back, I can remove people, and it craps out these score sheets.
Where's the... I don't want to give away too much, so I don't know what you want to say and what not to say, but
Sure.
This is a self.
Nope, that's nothing. Oh, wait, yes, that's a self-assessment. We'll
Where's
get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all hidden for now.
Got it.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
There's a lot of hidden cells.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's some printable score sheets. So you basically click print, and then on the ones that I have set up properly, it'll be with the correct parameters, and it has 3 per page. And then you cut it off. Yep. So that's all sorted out, and then you enter scores. So this takes a second, but like so far, I think it's pretty fair to say that you know me pretty well, and I could not have made this.
No.
On my own.
But this is relatively in line with the level of complexity of the thing that Emma made for her business.
Yeah.
Or for her, where she used to work. Not her business. So so far it makes sense to me that you're able to get something working here. I've seen people get some pretty advanced things working. It'll be interesting.
Okay, so this is pretty cool.
Sure.
Now I can process entered scores, and then you can see if I go to game history here, it should be just like crapping out. Yep, there we go. So we have Team 1 starting ELO, Team 2 starting ELO.
I see.
Individual player starting.
Is it basing starting ELO based off self-assessment?
Initially, yes.
For now?
Well, no, like for your very first game.
Right.
But then after that, no.
Yeah, sure.
Because every single set you play will contribute to your ELO. So then it basically shows the combined team score, the individual score before. It shows the score of the game, determines whether the outcome was expected based on the starting ELOs of both teams.
Is it an upset?
Yep. And the reason I want that in the database is in case we ever wanted to reprocess everything after the fact and rebalance our K values.
Well, people might self-assess incorrectly.
Well, I'm less worried about self-assessment because self-assessment only affects the first game you play. So that I don't honestly...
Wouldn't it have knock-on effects for a long time?
If everybody self-assessed like way too high, then you can kind of like screw up your ELO economy, so to speak. Like you can end up with ELO inflation for the stronger players as these people self-assessing unrealistically high, just like feed ELO. And so that's one of the reasons that, we'd want to keep an eye on it. But from an individual player standpoint, it doesn't matter that much because I have it set up so that your provisional K value or K factor is much higher. So you will, if you self-assess in the wrong spot, you will very quickly find your way to where you're supposed to be.
But it's not just the first game.
No, it's not just the first game, but it's in the grand scheme.
Correct quickly.
Once this ladder has been running for 3 years,
sure, or
something, I'm way less concerned with the expected outcome. I'm way less concerned with how that affected like self-assessment than I am with how often is it a correct predictor, because it's supposed to correctly predict the outcome 75% of the time. That means that like your formula is tuned correctly.
Because like in video games, people smurfing is effectively self-assessing too low.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because this all takes place in person and you can't be an experienced player that just like creates a new Smurf account, and everyone who walks in the door and buys a membership is validated, we shouldn't have any issues with that.
The level of impact of that will be low.
It will be pretty low. So then we have a new ELO after the game is done, and the whole thing goes to the leaderboard, which updates after
and
those
this person
process.
had the highest. I don't know that these things are even real.
None of these are even real.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
And then, dang.
And then when we're done...
Did I win my game?
We click this. I don't know. When we're done, we click clear, and it resets us back to the beginning of the night. So we have no score sheets. We have no attendance. Okay. So that's all pretty cool.
How many hours do you think you put into this?
Somewhere between 8 and 10. Which, again, for someone who
bad.
doesn't know
really not bad
a lick of JavaScript.
It's not even that horrible for somebody who did, because there's like weird things about Google Sheets.
Well, you say that, but I'm not going to expect you to do a code review right now. But what I will tell you is that Jordan had even just a very brief look at this and said that it is absolute spaghetti.
Yeah. This is going to be an incredibly unpopular statement, but it works. If it works, it works.
It seems to work.
So far, I hear what he's talking about.
However, what I am definitely discovering already is that the maintainability of it is going to be functionally zero.
Close to zero.
Like I've tuned it into what I want to do, but then optimistically, I created this tab of like more ideas. Maybe we could update your K factor if for every month you don't play. So that when you, like, let's say you went on a training binge for 3 months and you're not playing ladder, so that when you come back, you like climb really fast. Or let's say you were off for a while and you like put on a whole bunch of weight and you're not performing at your same level, so that to make sure that you find your way into your performance tier really quickly. For me to do that to like a well-coded, tight, script,
it's not that bad. Probably
not that
documented
bad.
with good comments, stuff like that.
Yeah, probably fine. For me to, just throw this script, because that's the other thing too, is starting, like your chat window decays, essentially. So it would be
Which
great.
I think you know now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you knew at the beginning.
No. So it'd be great if I could take my script and if I could take my spreadsheet and I could show it to like a fresh chat window and be like, hey, can you clean this up for me? And then I could do and then I could test it. And we could do some debugging, but it would probably be cleaner, right? Because the first version it gave me was pretty clean. Like even I could tell, like it was short. And then over time, man, it just got longer and longer. And then there were times when I'd be like, okay, let's revert that change, but it would still get longer. And I'm like, uh-oh, I'm pretty sure that's not what's supposed to happen.
And like in Emma's example where she was working with stuff, because until this, that was the closest to me example that I knew about of someone actually working on it. In her example, like something would, they'd want more out of it. Like you're talking future potential features.
Yeah.
And she'd try to add something on and
just break everything.
It's like you got here in 8 to 10 hours, which is really good.
Yeah.
The problem is taking one more step that could take a person 15 minutes might take you another 4 hours or something. Might be impossible.
The last 3 hours of it was like fine tuning and bug fixes.
Oh yeah. Which, that takes a long time.
Sure, but in this case, we're talking bug fixes of like things that I had removed
Rolling
2 hours
dice.
ago and that it just like randomly put back in.
Exactly. So yeah, you try to make it's kind of like redoing the whole thing again. And then yeah, you could try to zero in on like a method or whatever, but the problem ends up being, do you even know what's happening and where?
Nope.
And with the with really bad code cleanliness, it's like, are you changing this thing that should be contained? Is it actually really contained, etc.? Very easy for things to go bad.
A big part of the problem here is that for me to feed this into another AI and be like, hey, can we clean this up? I would have to be able to give it full access to the Google Sheet, and it would have to be able to understand that and the scripting and the documentation that I gave to the first chatbot initially to kind of explain how it all worked. And by the time I'm feeding that much into it, here's my chat history with the previous one where I explained everything. Here's all the documents that we use for, showing people how to do their self-assessment. And here's how our format is kind of supposed to work, and providing all this context and my spreadsheet and my JavaScript. I just have absolutely no faith that it'd be able to figure it out. So I have all kinds of cool ideas. It should drop you from the leaderboard if you haven't played in a few months. I had the idea of we could do like awards. Biggest upset victory this season. Most improved elo this season. The consistency king almost always performs as expected according to elo rating. The partner booster, someone whose partner most often overperforms.
That's a really cool one.
Most upset victories.
The partner booster is sick.
Yeah, so I came up with most accurate self-assessment for a new player. So giving an award to someone who self-assessed themselves the closest to where they end up at the end of the season.
Those are really cool. I like that.
So I came up with all these cool ideas, and I was like, yeah, I have no idea how to implement any of that. So that's a project for future, Linus.
There's a lot of comments in Full Plane Chat right now, which I almost guarantee you will mirror comments that are going to end up under this video, which is like you didn't hold the phone correctly type comments.
Oh yeah, I've got people saying apparently I should use cloud.
There's ones that are more built for coding. There's ones that are more agentic. There's all these other different things.
Yeah.
But I would wager genuinely for over 90% of people that have not used any of these things in the past, they're just going to go to ChatGPT. It's the one everyone knows.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. Gemini was way more useful and lied to me far less.
You need Git, please? Cool. Did it tell him to do that?
No.
Then he's not going to do it. Like this is part of the problem that I really hope the audience is able to understand when the video comes out. Is like that is the type of problem that people absolutely will run into.
Well, when you don't know what you don't know. And I said last week, part of the reason for me to go straight to ChatGPT was because I assumed, and I still stand behind this, that's where the average person who doesn't know any code would probably go first.
Yeah.
And then I followed the trail from there.
Yeah, like people really aren't going to get that. Like when most people talk about AI stuff, the only thing they know about is ChatGPT. And yes, I mean most people as in everybody, not most people as in your group of friends that knows about like Cursor and agentic AI and all this other kind of stuff. I'm not talking about San Francisco residents. I'm talking about people of the world. Most people know of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Maybe DeepSeek.
It was so bad, dude. So bad.
Yeah. And if it's not telling you to do stuff like set up Git, et cetera, then it is what it is. And there are tons of examples of this online where people don't know that. It never tells them to do that. And then the AI system like drops their database or completely rewrites their whole thing and they don't have version control and then they just lose it all. This is like been talked about many times, and just pointing the finger at the people and being like, yeah, well, you're bad doesn't, solve the problem and doesn't make it not realistic. So deal with it, I guess.
This is cool. Speaking of, AI and machine vision and stuff, Tesla topped a Chinese urban self-driving test that was pretty freaking cool. Here's the original video. It is over an hour long, but between the production values and the cost to produce this, look at this, man. It is worth the watch. These guys literally risked life and limb to get out there and test, I believe it was 26 cars, looking at their advanced driving assistance features, including a whole bunch of Chinese brands that I wasn't super familiar with, and also Tesla. We've got some highlights here. Of course, I don't want to show you guys too much because I really want you to watch this video. It's super cool. And what's really unique about it is that while a lot of driver assistance systems tests have been done in the past, my understanding is functionally all of the more controlled ones have been done on a closed course or on like a tarmac or something like that. No.
Was this not a closed course?
They temporarily shut down real roads.
But doesn't that mean closed course?
So the geofencing features of these cars that turn off these features on non-recognized roads allowed them to work. So it's a way more real world test.
Which is cool.
Because everything's theoretically operating the way that it's supposed to. So it's a closed road, but not a closed course.
Sure. It's awesome, especially using a roundabout, which is like kind of a weird thing in driving. I like them, but they're kind of a weird thing in driving. Like that's especially a crazy one. I picked I don't know what's happening.
What is this? Go away. They set up 9
It's a wild roundabout.
They set up 9 pretty reasonable tests. So you can see they had the car staged there to suddenly pull out in front of one of the cars in the roundabout. What else do we have here? And they captured some across their 234 tests. They captured some pretty disappointing behavior.
Oh. Those weren't people, right? Yeah, okay.
Pretty wild, hey? Such a cool video.
That's awesome.
Kind of blows my mind about this is that, as far as I can tell, a significant amount of funding for this was provided by the Chinese government.
That's not surprising me at all, actually.
It's very surprising to me because of how negatively so many of the Chinese cars performed.
Okay, I understand that for sure. The reason why I said it's not surprising me at all is because they are absolutely trying to take over all of global manufacturing for cars. So if they want to do that, they also need to be the center for testing.
Yeah, I just mean it's...
And if they can use some of the data of this to help inform their own companies, they will totally do that. They have a national guiding hand on corporate movement and direction.
So the scenarios ranged from simple daily driving tasks like safely entering a roundabout or emerging into a busy lane to split-second reactions to school children darting out into the roadway. So I've got a timestamp for that last one. Again, I'm not going to show you guys too much stuff here because I really think this is one of those things that is an absolute... The production values are incredible. It's obviously an absolute labor of love. And it is worth checking out. So here's the SU7 Ultra. That's that new Xiaomi car that people are super stoked on. Like, look at this. Look at this setup. Is this freaking awesome or what? See you later, kiddos.
Oh.
Oof. Dude, that's hard to watch even knowing those are dummies.
Yeah.
Balls of steel, like these guys driving the cars too, like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever, they're just like fake dummies and stuff, but like still, they did some tests that involved like some pretty significant
risk
problems.
Yeah.
And like the car, you never know, the car could swerve, right? Like, I don't know. I am surprised. Even with all the controls they clearly had in place and all the safety that they clearly had in place, I'm surprised that anyone really wanted to do, 200 plus tests, just like in these.
That's awesome.
Especially after seeing how poorly some of these systems worked. I mean, he's got his hands on the wheel, right? He's clearly ready for anything to happen, but still, I still love it. Love it.
That's really cool.
Half of the models that hit the children didn't even realize they'd been in an accident and just kept driving. Like, wow. Their testing found vehicles going rogue from planned navigation, being unable to handle a simple U-turn, and failing to avoid left-turning vehicles that were cutting them off. Here, we'll go to that timestamp now, 43:14. Here we go. This is like such a cool video, dude. Like, all the benchmarking. But just see you later. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. But it just hits it. By the time you get a warning, the crash has already happened.
Rough.
Yep.
Rough.
Multiple models broke speed limits, failed to stop for cars reversing out of parking spots, plowed through folks on scooters, and just generally behaved like a typical human asshole. The video concludes that most problems aren't due to a lack of capability of ADAS systems, but rather because they are not programmed to prioritize following basic traffic laws.
Whoa, that's
a really interesting takeaway.
That's weird.
A few vehicles proved more capable than the rest. Xiaomi's SU7 Ultra, Tesla's Model 3 and Model X, Way's Blue Mountain, and GAC's Ion RT proved capable of generally following the law and avoiding accidents, but even those performed poorly in some scenarios.
Surprised BYD's not up there.
Apparently they did quite poorly.
Interesting.
Discussion question. What's the more terrifying scenario? Being driven around by your 80-plus-year-old grandfather or the self-driving system of a mid-priced sedan? Having seen what I've seen here, ooh.
My mère was a fantastic driver, even very late into the ages.
Because at least a human will generally, unless they're extremely arrogant, drive slower.
Exactly.
Which can have its own problems. But still, I'd rather plow into
Usually
something slower.
Usually they're less deadly problems.
Yes.
They're more scratchy or bumpy problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I'd ride a Robotaxi today. Mind you, I'd probably take one of the ones in San Francisco.
With the whole LiDAR system.
No, they just have drivers.
Oh. Do they actually?
Yeah. No, Dan, it's not a joke. They just have drivers in them.
It's called a taxi.
Yeah, but they just have a human driver in them.
And they just don't do anything?
Is that because they kept getting coned?
I think what they do is they don't do anything.
Waymos have drivers?
Waymos? No, Robotaxi. Tesla's thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's I thought that was in Texas.
They expanded to San Francisco.
Oh.
I didn't know Robotaxi was a brand.
Except instead of having the supervisor in the passenger seat with a kill switch, they're in the driver's seat, so that they're basically just an Uber driver
that owns a Tesla.
That has a Tesla. I believe they are actually using a different branch of the software. So there's that. Make of that what you will. But
unique username said, but also yes, Waymo has drivers. What?
Well, they do have remote operators that can intervene. But the ratio of remote operators to vehicles, from what we've been able to glean so far from Tesla's opacity, I can never remember opacity. They're very opaque. What we've been able to glean so far is that Tesla's ratio is substantially higher.
Those ones use LiDAR, right? Tesla got rid of LiDAR.
Waymos do.
Tesla never had LiDAR. They had,
yeah.
Oh, what did they have? What stupid sensor did they have? Was it radar?
Radar could be.
Can't remember. They had
ultrasonic.
They had another sensor, and they didn't go for it, and they didn't invest in LiDAR because they were convinced that cameras were the future. But good luck, everybody. Yeah, apparently it was radar, says Talon. And they removed them. Even the ones that they didn't remove them from, they just don't use them anymore. So good job.
Yeah.
Hey, remember how we were talking about Valve could be one of the companies that would be in a position to challenge the payment processors on their whole prudishness?
Yep.
There's a powerful petition apparently pressuring... Okay, who wrote this? That's such an Adam thing. Powerful petition pressures prude payment processors that prompted PC platforms to purge pornographic products.
Amazing.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Last week, Visa and MasterCard pressured gaming marketplaces Steam and itch.io into delisting and de-indexing games that contained adult themes. However, this change has affected a substantial number of games with little to no adult content or imagery, especially games that deal with queer issues. Anti-porn group Collective Shout has claimed this as a victory, implying involvement in the pressure from the payment processors. Losing a payment processor can have massive consequences for everyone on a platform, resulting in swift and broad changes in a rush to comply. This has highlighted problems with the concentration of power in the payment processing space, and gamers love their smut, don't they? Gamers have been quick to respond by inundating Visa and MasterCard customer support lines and starting a petition that has nearly 220,000 signatures at the time of writing. Visa and MasterCard really are going to learn just how dangerous it is to mess with horny gamers. Here's an example of a screenshot that was highlighted by a developer and 404 Media as a violation. All right, here we go. Future, no thanks. Was meant to be announced weeks ago, but the Steam page didn't pass the first review because a screenshot marked as suitable for all ages had suggestive themes. The screenshot, this one. So what is it like? Oh, wait, hold on. Is this, okay. Is this
That's
skin?
a window, and you can see upper skirt.
I think that's shadow. I think that's actually,
Sure.
That's actually shadow.
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure. That could be undies. All right, Newman.
The internet's funny. We know that much. That's a lot of signatures.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't think it's going to go anywhere, to be perfectly honest with you.
Where is the petition based? Is it just... I don't even remember what that website was. Change.org? Is it just a change.org thing? Or like, is it a real petition in like the EU or something like that? Or like, yeah. How legit is this?
I am looking. The Guardian has an article on it.
Oh, wow. The horny gamers have a place to go. Apparently, GOG released a free adult games pack featuring games that were delisted from other platforms.
Nice. That's hilarious. Yeah, you probably don't want to scroll down.
I decided to stop scrolling down.
That's a good idea.
Yep. Weak.
I thought this was YouTube uncensored.
I thought this was America.
I hope not.
To be clear, there are games that have found their way onto these platforms that go beyond just adult themes and probably should be delisted. But the problem, to Adam's point, is that that shouldn't be up to payment processors. That shouldn't be up to payment processors. And when you have that kind of pressure on a business where all of a sudden they literally might not be able to accept payment anymore, they end up casting an over-wide net and a lot of pudding gets thrown out with the bathwater.
We're not going to get that one? That one doesn't count? That was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good.
I didn't think it was good. I thought it sucked.
Pudding with the bathwater?
You know what else sucks?
I think they're like both kind of...
The IGN 2025 gaming trends.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to make a comment on it.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll give you a ding for pudding, but that's gross.
And the get it? And the bathwater?
Oh, that went way over my head.
It's actually really... I thought it was really good.
Wow.
I thought it was really good.
Excellent, Linus. That's very good. I'm sorry, I'm too dumb.
I thought it was pretty solid.
You got one over on me.
IGN launches gaming trends platform. Reddit user Mega Apple summarized the highlights nicely. And are you ready to have your mind blown, sir?
I skimmed some of this earlier.
93% of Gen Alphas prefer playing on mobile, according to IGN's segmentation study. But preference for mobile is actually growing from millennials too, with 32% calling it their preferred device.
Why preferred, man?
Have they never held a controller?
It's so bad. Like the phone is actually just worse in every way. It's so frustrating.
Daily concurrent user numbers have grown for Roblox from 3.8 million daily concurrent users in June of 2022 to more than 25 million in June of 2025. There are 25 million concurrents on Roblox daily.
The kids are wrong. The kids are wrong.
Over the same period, Fortnite has grown from 1.2 million to 1.77 million concurrents, with occasional blips like when 15.3 million players logged in for the Marvel Galactus event. Millennials and Gen X's tend to be loyal to platforms or genres. Now, the younger generations tend to be more loyal to specific experiences. They no longer identify necessarily as gamers. They will identify as players of a specific game.
Is that because they're all gamers now?
I think it's because everything is as a service. And yes, gaming is way more segmented. And like, there's so much cultural... Remember how the cultural stigma used to be that you like were into video games? Well, now they're drawing battle lines down like Fortnite. And it's not like the older gamers aren't guilty of that as well. Oh, Fortnite, that's for babies. Or like,
Call
Roblox,
of Duty versus
that's
Battlefield.
Exactly.
Versus Counter-Strike, whatever.
Every 2 years, IGN conducts a study into audience attitudes towards older games, and the findings are showing that people are increasingly looking back. Now, 71% agree that they're feeling more and more nostalgic for franchises that were around when they were kids. That's like water's wet. Okay. And this is another one. This is another water's wet. Gen Z and Gen Alpha now expect every song and TV show to be available to them instantly, and they expect the same for video games. Yep. I mean, the concept of like scheduling a time for a phone call to my kids is like bizarre, or all because we don't really watch sports in my house. So needing to be in front of the TV at a particular time is like, why? You know, like it seems ridiculous. This is fun. Grow a Garden is the most popular game of all time by a landslide.
Dan and I talked about this particular... I skipped all of it except for this. Dan and I talked about this particular thing before the show. I had genuinely never in my life heard of this game until I saw this chart.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah.
You're out of touch.
No, for sure.
Yep.
Actually.
And it's worth noting that even though we said, hey, Roblox has like over 10 times the concurrence of Fortnite, Roblox isn't really a game anymore. Roblox is a game platform. It's more comparable to Steam now, I would say, than it is to
I agree.
A game. So Grow a Garden versus Fortnite versus, PUBG, those are games. But yeah, Grow a Garden is a Roblox game. Among Us is still that popular? I thought it was like dead meme.
This is all time.
Oh, all time. Yeah. Peak concurrent players in millions. Grow a Garden. Should we play Grow a Garden?
I looked up a gameplay video.
Seriously?
Out of it. What even is that?
Dress to Impress?
I have no idea what that is.
I think it's like a dress-up game. I think we've talked about it on the show before. Okay, sorry. You said something about Grow a Garden?
I looked up gameplay of Grow a Garden, and the kids are wrong, dude. The kids have bad taste. This is like one of the first times that I yeah. Maybe I'm old. I think the kids have bad taste. Grow a Garden looks like trash.
None of this is even gameplay. How to make the top model dress for free in Dress to Impress. Dress to Impress. Yeah.
Yike.
Okay. I mean, wow.
Mystery Ions said it's a result of the dumbing down of the children. But it's Grow a Garden looks rough. It looks like bad Minecraft.
This is like the first time I felt old. Do you feel old?
That's not true.
Just play Minecraft. Like it's not just kids playing Roblox. Okay. Not trying to make you feel self-conscious. Sorry. But like it's I don't know, it's weird. And I'm not saying Roblox universally is bad. I've seen some videos of games. I've never once launched Roblox. I've seen some videos of games that are like, okay, cool. If these are free games, whatever, I could see myself if I was a kid being into it. Some of them, there was like a Counter-Strike ripoff one that looked like actually really good.
Yeah, actually, I think I saw my son playing that once.
Yeah, like there's some games on there that look like, okay, these are serious. I haven't gotten into it because like no one in my friend group has gotten into it.
He was playing gun game.
Yeah,
and I was like,
but like if one of my friends was like, hey, want to play gun game? It's on this Roblox thing. I'd be like, sure.
Yeah,
fine. Like that's cool. It looked totally fine. I've seen other ones that looked really good. Grow a Garden, at least from the video that I watched, looks like trash. So it's like stunning to me that it's the most popular game of all time. Maybe the person that I was watching just only did like really basic boring things. Maybe it's really cool.
I'm just checking it out.
But yeah, like it just looks like junk. And graphics are
okay. So you're a Lego.
One of the least important things.
You're a Lego and you make a Lego garden?
But it just looks like not as good Minecraft. To me, is Minecraft free?
No.
So that's why, in my opinion.
Got him.
Honestly.
Got him. You just got called poor on the WAN show.
No.
Well, anyone who plays Grow a Garden did.
That's not the point. The point is any game that's free is going to have way wider adoption. If you're a kid, getting your parents to buy a game is not always the easiest thing, whether they have the money or not.
So you heard it here first from Luke. Try being less poor or failing that, having less poor parents. Luke, I
said regardless of how much money they have.
I really don't think that this is a very constructive argument.
Hey, that's what I say to people all the time, and I wish they would follow my advice. They're complaining about stuff, and I just say, have you tried not being poor?
Wow.
And they just don't.
Roblox
it's
also isn't
so
free.
easy.
I didn't know that.
I thought Roblox was free. Because there's so many microtransactions.
I would have sworn Roblox wasn't free.
No,
Sorry, was free.
No, you have to pay for Roblox. Yeah, that's right.
The base game?
How
much is the base game? I
buy Roblox.
thought it was free.
I've never tried. I don't think I've ever tried to buy Roblox. Oh, no, you can buy Robux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine needing to buy...
It is free. What are you guys talking about?
Can you imagine needing to buy $200 worth of Robux at once? In one shot?
There's probably something that costs that much.
It's not even Oh, it is discounted a little bit.
Can you like if you buy some cosmetic, can you take it from custom game to custom game?
I don't know. Who cares?
I feel like probably.
75 Robux for cheeks. What the heck is the difference? Chiseled.
I see it. Go from that to cheeks. Cheeks is a little rounder on the bottom.
Oh my God, who cares?
Yep. Yeah.
Discussion question. If each of you, and we're, what the hell keeps happening over there, Dan?
I don't know. I think the camera's having a bit of a connection. I can move it back over. One of those auto ones.
Ah, okay. So we're bringing Dan into this one. If each of you had to identify by the game you play, but not the platformer, just as a gamer in general, what game would it be? And you got to think all time. You got to think all time. Because like it'd be easy for me to just say I'm a tape to taper, you know, or whatever. But that's like one blip in my gaming life. If I had to identify by the game I play, what game would it be?
Does Floatplane know what I'm going to say?
I don't know. I think this is one of those ones where, for once, I
think I know yours.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I don't think I know Luke's. Hold on. Let me think a little bit longer.
I don't think I know mine either.
Let me think a little longer. I know Luke's. I know Luke's. I don't know
People
mine.
say Morrowind, but it's not favorite game.
No, that's not right. No, yeah. I already know what it is. Don't
Luke's
look at chat.
not a
That's
Morrowind
cheating.
gamer.
That's cheating.
Yeah,
That's
I just
cheating.
love Morrowind.
Yeah.
They're different things.
Yeah. I already know Luke's answer. But okay. If you can come up with mine, then we can move forward because I can't come up with mine.
Well, the first thing that popped in my head is insanely left field and probably wrong, but I feel like I want to say it anyways.
Sure.
Psychonauts?
Interesting. Puzzle platformer, story-driven, quirky. I did quite enjoy the first one. Tried to get into the second one recently.
I know nothing about
haven't.
the second one. I only know anything about the first one.
It seems fine. My only problem with the second one is that I have often very, very short chunks of gaming time.
Sure.
And the gameplay, especially the combat, is much deeper. So
I just honestly know nothing about it.
There's like a lot more buttons and combos to have to remember. And when it's been 3 weeks since the last time you touched it and you only played for an hour and you forget the tutorial, it can be a little bit daunting.
It can be a pain.
Interesting.
That's what jumped in my head.
Not Anno? You're not an Anno guy? Or you just also really like
that almost
Anno?
feels like the Morrowind thing to me.
Slower RTS.
See, like, no. Definitely an enjoyer, but I don't think it identifies
Supreme Commander is the only game I ever got into, and I would say that it and Anno have in common the sort of economic element that makes both of those games a little bit niche. Man, that's tough. I have yours though. Slay the Spire for sure.
Yeah, probably.
I think if there was a game that Luke is
like a deck building kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a min-maxer player, and so like you're easier though. Whereas I feel like my taste in games is kind of like my taste in music. It's just eclectic.
I think that's one of the reasons why Psychonauts popped in my head.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? I would accept either of those answers because I truthfully could not come up with something for myself.
The more I think about Anno, the better it is, but it's missing something for me. I don't know what.
I don't know what either.
Not that Psychonauts is perfect. Like you said, I think yours is a little hard to place.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I shouldn't say the only game I ever got into was Supreme Commander because I was really into Left 4 Dead and played a ton of like Team Fortress 2 back in the day as well. I'd say if there was some if I could distill it down into if we could find the game that was like the ultimate 4v4, like I like small team versus is like my favorite thing.
Which is, yeah,
That's
a
why I
lot
like
of the
tape to tape.
ideas of tape to tape.
It's why I like Left 4 Dead.
But I don't think it's tape to tape.
Yeah, I don't think it's tape. Tape to tape is just what I'm super into right now. Okay, Dan. Well, okay, hold on first. Luke, what do you think Dan's is?
This might be too easy, but or like my answer might be almost too generic, which might make it incorrect.
Hold on, I'm going to write mine first. Hold on, so that I can prove.
Sure.
Because I feel like we're going to say the same thing.
We might.
Okay.
Factorio?
Yeah, I'd probably say that.
Yeah. We said the
Okay,
same
Dan
thing.
was too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured it would be easy. But I mean, like, some of them are crazy. Like, if I had to pigeonhole myself like that, then probably, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's cool about Factorio is
it's like
there's
not...
It's one game, but it's also like you can kind of decide how to play it. Like I could, it's
I like that about
it's
games.
like if you were a roller coaster tycoon
Have I told you why I've
Tycooner.
never played Factorio?
because you think you'd get way too into
It
it.
scares me.
It should scare you.
That's why I never subscribed to WoW.
Yeah.
I bought the box and I played my free month, and I'm the cheapest you'll ever know. And the idea of subscribing to a game was just I decided then and there when I was a teenager that I would never do it, and I never have. So that was part of it, and the other part was that that month is completely lost to my memory. All I did is play as Mage Nuzulia and light things on fire, and nothing else existed in my life.
Yeah.
You know, like how Civ has one more turn?
Gotta be. Yeah.
So, yeah. Factorio has, I just got to fix this one thing.
Well, that's the Anno problem. Did you ever play Anno?
Yeah, I had to stop.
Yeah. Did you ever get the prompt that tells you you've been playing for 8 hours or whatever? That's as high as it goes. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I have moments like that. I've had to like uninstall Factorio before just because it's so enthralling. I beat Space Age and I lost the achievement by 4 hours. There's an achievement for beating it in under 100 hours. And I got 104 hours, which is pretty good.
That's a rough achievement to have to try to redo.
Yeah. The
He'll
original
do it, though.
game, they had one as
I
was an
believe.
achievement for beating it within 8. But most people either never finish it or take hundreds of hours to be able to finish it.
I will say I really like Anno. I feel like if I never played it with you, I would play it more.
Really? That's an interesting take. Okay, hit me with that.
I like co-op Anno so significantly more than I like single player Anno. That single player Anno just like it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, well, it's comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know that I would love that game if I had first played it just by myself.
But it's a sick hangout game.
Yep.
Because you're like dialed, but
You're
also
focused
like you
on
don't.
something, but you could have a conversation.
You could totally chat.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
Has Luke played Inscription? Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a really, really good game. everything from that person. I don't remember their name, but everybody that person or that company or whatever it is that has made those games. I think it's like Pony whatever and Inscription and yada yada. They're all great. I love all of them.
Ars Technica reports that robots can lie now. OpenAI's new ChatGPT agent proved it can click through Cloudflare's anti-bot verification on Friday. ChatGPT agent can perform multi-step tasks for users, and it explained, this step is necessary to prove I'm not a bot, as it clicked through the bot screening step. I just wanted to throw that in there. It's part of our just like AI roundup for this week. This is another one. Showrunner lets you use AI to make your own TV shows, and I am terrified.
Are there some rough ones?
The source is Business Insider. It's paywalled, so we'll just kind of give you guys the high-level stuff. But after securing funding from Amazon's Alexa fund, Fable Studio has launched Showrunner.xyz, which allows subscribers to create their own animated shows or to build on others' existing IP by inserting themselves as characters or adding scenes.
It's weird how many people on this front screen are recognizable.
Showrunner has at least one studio on board and claims to be in talks with Disney.
That's... okay.
Said their CEO, Edward Sachi, if you're saying to yourself, that sounds really stupid, you're not alone. Maybe nobody wants this and it won't work.
Okay.
So I think I was looking at the pilot of Exit Valley. So that's the one on the top left.
I don't think this is not clickable.
Oh,
so.
Okay. How did I find that then?
The prize. These all give me like one of the problem with these is like these all give me very strong vibes of shows that have or did exist.
Well, yeah.
Which is the whole problem.
Here we go. So here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so here I think this is the first, episode 0, Meet Showrunner. It's not funny. Is my audio on? Okay, I turned it off. Yeah, it's not funny. The animation is not good. Yeah. I got through about 2 minutes of it before I just kind of couldn't take it anymore. And terrifyingly, people are going to watch the fuck out of this.
Dude, people's show watching habits are rough. It's all just like the lowest level slop.
And look, I'm not judging. I watch just turn my brain off TV.
That is often its purpose.
I mean,
I get it.
I think I've talked before about how I'll usually have a show that is like my go to sleep show.
Yeah.
Over the years, and I will literally have episodes of my go to sleep show that I won't say watched because typically I've only listened to them a lot of the time. But I'll have episodes of my go to sleep show that I have literally listened to, in some cases 25, 30, 50 times.
Easy.
So my go to sleep shows over the years have been like Adventure Time, Rick and Morty. Right now I'm finding 1987 DuckTales is an amazing balance of because what I need is something that grabs enough of my attention that I can't think about anything else, but is not so interesting that it will keep me awake.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I can't sleep to Futurama. Futurama has never been a sleep show for me, although I love Futurama. And
many years ago, there was a period of time where I was having a really, really, really hard time falling asleep. And I didn't want to ruin that album that I listened to in emergency cases to fall asleep.
Right.
So I was taking a page out of your book and re-listening to Star Wars audiobooks.
Oh, interesting.
And that worked for me.
Yeah, I find that it's less important exactly what it is. Oh, Bob's Burgers was another big one for me. It's less important what it is, and it's more important that you already know what happens.
Yeah.
And so you're not invested.
It's not particularly interesting anymore.
Yep.
It's interesting enough that like you'll pay some amount of attention to it, but it's not interesting enough that you're super invested in what's happening next and like anticipating things or whatever else. So your brain is distracted enough that it can go asleep, but not so distracted that it wants to stay up.
So this is not going to work for me. It is boring, so there's that. But I think it's too boring from what I've seen so far.
For other people as well?
No, it's too boring for me to...
gotcha.
For me to focus on it.
Yeah.
Enough. So I have not been able to find a purpose for the one little bit of generated content that I've seen from showrunners so far. But I am fearful that we're just going to completely skip the step where AI replaces writers and, real actors and producers actually create the content still. And we're going to go straight to AI just generates the entire finished product and people lap it up from a slop bucket.
Dude, wading
like
through
the
the
Philistines
slop
that they are
is going to be actually very difficult. We had a situation. I was at a family gathering for Emma the other day, and some of the kids that were there had these like toy things where they were like amorphous kind of people blobs, and there was magnets on the end of their like hands and feet.
That's cool.
And you could connect them together and whatever else. And one of the kids put them up on the fridge, feet down, all leaning out, holding hands in a circle.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're multicolored, and it made me think of a logo that I had sworn I had seen before.
UNICEF.
And I thought UNICEF.
No,
wow,
they
that's
just have
so
the thing.
Interesting. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But either way, I was trying to think of this logo where there was a globe in the middle, and the people were standing all around it holding hands.
I don't think that's a logo. I just think that's a thing that's been done a lot of times. Like my grade 7 class sweatshirt had us all standing around the globe.
Sure, yeah. So I was trying to think of this thing, and then I mentioned the concept to a bunch of people in the room, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and a couple people said UNICEF, which I thought was interesting. But then the UNICEF logo doesn't look like that at all.
No.
But either way, so we were trying to look it up online, and whether it exists or not, or whether it's just a commonly used thing, like you were saying, all we could get was just AI slop output of like, here's the logo you're looking for. Here's this generated thing. It was like very difficult. Hands Across America. It's not Hands Across America. As a Canadian, I had never seen the Hands Across America logo. I found it when we were trying to find this. It was definitely not that I'm thinking of. But all we could find, was generated images. And I was like, man, that was honestly spooky for me, because stuff like this showrunner thing, like the ability to just mass output garbage, the signal to noise is going to be really brutal on actual real information.
Yep. Hey, want to play a garbage game?
Yeah.
I don't technically know that it's bad, but this was created in response to. This was created in response to our T-shirt launch from, was it last week or the week before? The cute little bread source T-shirt. Hey Dan, can you point your camera at it just for? Yeah, it's right behind Dan, over your left shoulder. Yeah, there it is. Look how cute it is. You can barely see it from there. That's the one with the cute little heart and the bread source. And Luke was like, "Yeah, this would be a cooler shirt even if it was a character from a game." So Levios 3114 made a game.
It's Leviosa.
Sure.
Kidding. I can't believe.
All right, so W is up, S is down. You're already getting ahead of me. I haven't even tried it yet.
I'm just messing around.
E is interact, and then arrow up and down to retract neck.
I don't know.
Okay.
If retract neck is going to be an actual mechanism in the game.
Oh, it's made in Godot. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that part.
This is the best part.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's an up thing. Ooh. Okay. There doesn't appear to be any reason to have the neck ever smaller.
Or bigger.
Whoa, okay. Well, that was a problem. So, what is the purpose of the game exactly?
I see a counter going up when I collect objects.
Oh, those spikes don't seem to actually kill you. Okay, so that's something. You could avoid them for fun. These are just upside down spikes. Is this water? I am underwater. Look at me being underwater. Okay, so they never said that it was a good game. Okay, so the neck goes up. Okay, my neck is no longer up.
Does the neck going up do anything?
Maybe I'll eat these leaves. Nope.
I tried to eat the leaves.
Yep, the spikes don't do anything, so that's something. I have 10 objects, though, so that's something as well. I'm going to go this way. Oh, I'm going to find all the objects. Oh, I have 43 objects. Nice. Go, Linus. Oh, I'm home. Okay. Maybe my neck will be... I will go off the cliff at my home. All right. Well, there you go. You got your wish, Luke.
Heck yeah. How many objects did you get?
43.
43?
Oh, nice. Good job. You succeeded.
I got so many objects, dude.
Yep. But I finished. I got home first, though. So,
Is there...
Nope. No. Oh, wait. Wait. Press E.
Oh!
There you go. I forgot about interact.
Hey, it's
button.
yeah. Nice.
Nice. So that's the thing that happened. Breadsaurus the game.
Well, I don't really win. He told me how to win. It doesn't really count.
The Internet Archive is now a U.S. federal depository library.
Let's go.
In a nutshell, that means it joins a network of more than 1,100 libraries that archive government documents and makes them available to the public. This does not mean the government gets any control over the archive. This is particularly important today because of all the things that the government is disappearing in the United States of America. Recognition as a library may also help the archive in ongoing copyright conflicts, as some opponents claim the archive is an unlicensed digital copywriting and distribution business rather than a library. Our discussion question is, do you think the Internet Archive is a library? Why or why not? I do think it's a library.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. That was a quick conversation. Also this.
It said why or why not.
Damned AI stealing our credits. So our source is Emily Seddon, who I was talking about how one of the reasons that PSU Circuit is as sort of formulaic as it is because we are leaning on automated tools for editing. But I got this message from Emily Seddon from our editing team. She's one of our supervisors who said, hey, Lucas from the lab and I were talking about the WAN show clip about AI and PSU Circuit and thought it'd be good to kind of clarify. The current process for making a whole PSU circuit is not what you conceptualized and stated was the goal and were told was how it worked. We realized it wasn't really feasible when it came to editing and making actually watchable content. So we want to reduce some confusion to those outside the process and hopefully to the audience as well, because the post-production process is in no way automated or AI. I am the one solely responsible for editing every PSU circuit, which includes generating the AI voiceover, curating and placing the B-roll footage, inputting and lining up the on-screen graphics, adjusting the timing, updating credits, exporting and implementing review fixes. There really isn't a way to automate this yet, the way that people think. We tried it and it caused more issues and time delays than it was worth. There is a template that I made for Premiere, but in terms of putting everything together and making presentable, it's all human. The AI just isn't quite there yet, not even for the voice. I often have to regenerate each variable line at least twice to get the right pronunciation and intonation. I'll link the standard operating procedure that I made for the other editors here too, if you're interested in the details, but I just wanted to clear that up. So yeah, it's pretty cool when I get told that a workflow is something, to be clear, not by Emily or Lucas. This was a miscommunication that happened with someone that I'm not going to name, but I was told, not you, I was told that there were a lot of automation tools that were being used and that was helping to streamline the process. And I might have made very different decisions about what the format of that content was if I'd known that it was going to be manually edited anyway. So that's interesting information that I very recently got. Thank you, Emily, for pointing that out. That is very good whenever we say something that is not actually factually that...
we should correct. I mean, especially...
Yep.
Sorry.
That people internally raise issues and help to make sure that we're bringing you guys the most complete information possible. If anybody had done that at any point over the last year or before when we were developing all these workflows, that would have been great. That was not Emily's job at that time to bring that up at that time. So I'm extremely grateful that she's bringing it up now. a little irritated that it took this long to make its way to me. But that was, again, I want to emphasize this as much as I possibly can, not Emily's fault or Lucas or other more different Lucas.
Yeah, because not going to lie, I thought it worked the way you said.
Yep. So we may have to reevaluate PSU Circuit videos and sort of how that whole thing works, but we'll figure it out. To be clear, when I say reevaluate, I don't mean we're going to stop making them. I just mean, like, if we're just doing the work anyway, then, like, maybe we should do a different flow.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that was the whole idea.
A lot of the point for a lot of the steps are
Yes.
because it was assumed that it was happening a certain way.
Yes. This is why communication is key. One of our topics is the Threadripper launch. I'm just going to collapse it because I don't care anymore.
At a certain point, it might literally actually just be faster to actually just have someone voice line it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she's going to sit there and have to
Right.
regen and re-listen to all these
but
lines.
that's the thing is people didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
So that's a problem, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Dark Guy says, typical out of touch C-suite. Got him. Got him. If only I had vision! We have a float plane announcement, and if you made it this far into the show, you are in for a treat because we are going to be previewing the very beginning
This is nuts.
of the first part of Scrapyard
And
Wars
neither
10.
of us have seen it. You haven't seen this?
I haven't seen any of it yet.
This is crazy.
I will actually be doing my review of the first few minutes live,
Which seems nuts.
which does seem nuts, actually.
Linus, you've got some audio playing from your laptop right now. You just want to try and stop that before we start playing links?
Oh, yep.
Apparently my last name is spelled wrong in the
Perfect.
preview. That's really funny.
All good.
Oh, really?
Someone
That's awesome.
No way.
Wancho Bingo Quantified said that.
No way.
So I wanna talk through this first, and then we're gonna check it out. So a lot of people praised the intro animation, and Hoffman Wong, the lead editor for Scrapyard Wars this year, wanted to highlight Robert from our team, who is he the youngest person we have on staff? I don't even know. He was born past 2000, which is wild to me.
I think we have a few of those.
Yeah. He spent a lot of time on every animation / graphic in the series. Watch Video Q Dan. Do you know about this? Oh. That is so cool.
Moving.
Does it actually sound like that? Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, it won't look like that in the actual video.
Or
well, it'll
sound.
look like that, but it won't sound like that. Super cool.
you guys might be the only one who heard it like that.
From Hoffman, Robert has been picking up a lot of motion graphics tasks in the barbershop, the editing den. In the process of leveling up his After Effects skills, he's learned how to rig characters and use those new skills to create an impressive intro for this year's Scrapyard Wars. That was my first preview of it. I haven't seen any of this yet.
Yeah.
Scrapyard Wars comes out next Friday early for Floatplane audience members, so be sure to subscribe to get early access and extras for each episode. There's a lot of content, and not all of it can make the YouTube cut. While you're there, check out the 1-year anniversary of WAN Late, which was why I was wearing the hat during the pre-show.
How many times have you lost now?
Don't worry about it. And you can also check out Alex Dick's Meet the Team, which if you want to apply to be one of our logistics people, we are hiring. He's going to lay out what he looks for, and he's the manager for that department, I believe, supervisor?
Manager.
Alex Dick.
There's also a lot of other roles up. Check it out.
Oh, yeah, here.
There's so many.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we've got lots.
There's a lot.
Recession? What recession?
Yeah.
We're hiring.
Let's go, boys. Okay. You ready?
Yeah. I think at the time of filming what I'm assuming is going to be the first thing in here, I had been awake for, at that point in time, I think it's 25 hours.
Nice.
So I'm just putting that out there, okay? Because I skipped forward and saw a couple frames, and I
Look pretty bad?
yeah.
Like death?
Dang, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is it. So this is Frame. This is Frame.io. So we use this to like leave comments and stuff on not yet finished videos.
Look at those ballers.
Okay. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to hear it?
Yep.
I can't hear.
I can't hear.
Yeah. Oh, you stopped it.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't hear it at any point.
We'll play it.
This is going to be the biggest.
Oh, it sounds so bad.
It's going to sound like that for you, I think, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. But they're fine?
Yeah.
As long as they're fine.
Okay. If they're fine, I'm fine.
Let me monitor that 1 second. Yeah, play it.
This is going to be the biggest Scrapyard Wars.
Okay. So they're good?
I'm just checking now, yeah.
If they're good, I'm good. If they
I
say
agree.
it seemed fine. If they weren't all complaining, then it's probably fine.
They would be complaining immediately.
Okay.
So.
All right. Here we go. You ready? I hate to do this to us, but Dan, can you turn up our gain a little bit? Because I can like barely hear it.
Yep.
This is going to be the biggest Scrapyard Wars ever. See, normally we build a PC, but this time we build a PC and we transform a completely empty room into an epic gaming movie watching paradise. Our budget? $1,400 US.
That's gonna be easy. That's a lot of money.
Well, it sounds like a lot of money until you realize that our judges will be evaluating more than just how many FPS we get. They're going to be looking at the gaming experience, the movie experience, and yes, even the vibes. Meaning, if we fall short in any key area, display, acoustics, or even decor, that's the GG.
Although the scope is bigger than ever, the rules are mostly the same. No using our influence or connections for deals. We're only allowed to message and pick up items during the agreed upon hours, and we can only use parts and peripherals that we buy using our budget.
Let's check out these rooms. This really isn't much to work with, is it?
No, it's very small.
And for decor,
Dude.
It's going to be a good season.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a great season.
I'm already just like, we're a minute in, and I feel like so much has happened.
The before and after of these rooms are wild.
Okay, no spoilers.
I just
no spoilers.
Having seen the blank room, it's kind of stunning to me. It's gonna be a great season.
Don't go past 5 minutes.
Um,
Don't do it.
Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. Might want to take that down.
Yep. Can you deal with that, Dan?
Uh-huh.
Thanks. Cool. Good chat. I think that's as much as we're going to watch for now. But next week, Friday, the first episode will be up and on Floatplane, and you get early access. So now is a perfect time to subscribe to Floatplane at lmg.gg/Floatplane. Hey, Luke.
What's up?
Oh, wait, hold on. Willing Spy said, do the intro. He worked so hard. Okay, you know what? Let's do the intro. Okay, so here's the coin flip, which was sort of a random coin flip. It was more of a metal
it's
flip.
a segue to our sponsor. How does the draft work? Is it him, me?
That's
him,
pretty
him, me?
awesome.
Not gonna lie,
That is pretty awesome.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. I actually love the aesthetic. It has a very like early 2000s Newgrounds almost kind of like.
Yeah.
But then I like the really flat kind of. It reminds me of like material design, like a dude. Oh, I don't think that I could be more excited for this season.
Yeah, I think this has serious potential to be the best one.
Oh, dude.
It always
100%.
like you never really know until you see the edits.
100%.
But I think it's got potential for sure.
100%. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Wow, is that it for topics today? There was the time I was in a movie.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Well, I don't know how much I want to talk about that because I was actually kind of thinking maybe I'd like make a video about that.
Yeah.
It was something.
It was so I mean we could recognize it but not talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Because people did point it out on the subreddit. So there was a subreddit post. I guess we can basically just point out that.
I'm trying to find it. For crying out loud. Why is the search so bad? Hello? Like, this is ridiculous. Here it is. Why is it at the bottom? Okay, well, anyway, check this out. Higher billing than Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Who's on the poster? That's an error. Yeah. So, here's the thing. Remember when, like, a billion years ago, I alluded to being in a movie that was, like, in post-production, and then just, like, nothing ever sort of came of it? This is that movie. Except for one small problem. A week before the movie came out, I got an email informing me that I am no longer in it. Which made it all the more awkward when it came out and I was listed as a supporting actor in the credits.
What is it called though? War of Worlds?
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, it's like kind of well, I don't actually know exactly what it is anymore because it was something, and then obviously whatever lines I read, unless it's possible I was simply recast. That's entirely possible. It's also possible that whatever lines I had are no longer in the movie, which I think oh yeah, you read the script.
There's a lot we could say.
Okay, so that's the thing. I have to figure out what we can say.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I'm not looking to. I don't want to get anybody into trouble. Like, on the one hand, like, I think that, you know, there's a bit of a gulf between what you, like, technically are allowed to say and what you're probably allowed to say, and I'm going to figure out how to get as close to here as we can.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty okay. There are definitely going to be some things that we can't talk about, but some of the stuff should be fine. Like the fact that we were asked to do some, like, kind of technical advisory work to help make sure that, like, you know, anything to do with, you know, hacking or whatever else wasn't too, you know, outlandish. What I will say though is that whatever advice we provided, I have not seen the movie. I want to make that abundantly clear right now. So anything I'm saying comes from a place of I have not seen this movie. Whatever advice we provided, whatever lines I read, clearly didn't happen. So if you guys see anything in this movie, we didn't know about it. We didn't see it. We didn't advise on it. At some point, I think I asked them to take me out of the credits as, like, a technical advisor.
Because they wouldn't...
Well, hold on. I don't know. Yeah. I can say what I said. That I know for sure.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah. So it's finally out. I'm
just gonna keep just getting a little bit. Oh, that's as far as I can go. There you
okay. Go. Well, that's not a good sign. Rest Assured says you should watch it. I think I'd rather make the video before I watch it. I just want to talk about the experience because whether I'm actually in the finished film or not, it was a really unique experience. It was something that I didn't do for the money. Like, I wasn't paid very much. I just did it because it was kind of something to tick off the bucket list. So even if I'm not in the final cut, I did, you know, act in a scene with Ice Cube, sort of.
It's kind of sick.
It was shot over COVID.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was before he said a lot of the stuff that he said. So,
Oh, I don't even.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good. I have no clue.
This was like 5 years ago, okay?
Yeah.
And like, so yeah, to be clear, it was COVID. So like, I was on a webcam, he was on a webcam, like we were never in the same room. But I was technically involved in a Hollywood production. Technically. Apparently my mic is dying.
Mike is dying?
Mic bad. Nani audio, wow audio, ow.
Okay, let me look at that.
Did I fix it?
It sounds fine to me. I'm hearing your mic and it's fine. All mics.
We've done all our topics.
Okay, 1 sec.
Your phone? No, it's not my phone.
There? That should be fixed.
Hi.
I hope.
How you doing? Nice.
Nice.
Okay, let's do some merch messages. It's time for After Dark.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, everyone.
Our sample rates got out of sync.
I hate it when that happens.
It is awful.
That-
It is actually the worst.
They got out of sync, and so we sunk.
And that's why I disabled your speakers.
Yep.
Wait, that's why?
No, I just wanted to make a callback and make them feel bad.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Where's my buttons? Now I'm all flustered, sorry. Magenta.
Nice.
After Dark.
Nice.
Merch messages.
Nice.
Dear DLL, I'm curious how your team navigates balancing the most fun, outlandish ideas while still keeping videos reasonable and cost-effective to produce.
Me too. It's tough. I mean, I think we bring both perspectives to the table, right? Through the team of people that are responsible for bringing these things to life. Like the writers' meeting is full of all kinds of wacky, zany ideas, and obviously it has to be grounded in the reality of actually producing this stuff on a budget that we can afford. Sometimes we do make loss leader content that is just designed from the ground up, knowing that we're going to lose money on it just because we wanted to do something cool, whether that's because we just wanted to because it was fun, or whether that's because we think it's a prestige piece for the channel, or whether I mean, really, those are the only two main reasons. Or if we think it could be an investment in people being really interested in that content in the future. I don't think we've really ever done anything like that, though. And then, the keeping things cost effective just comes down to that we've always, from day one, tried to run this as a sustainable business that doesn't need to take outside capital from investors or private equity.
Sometimes even things that you might expect will end up being a loss on the content creation side. Sometimes a video will just slap.
Yeah, we've gotten lucky before.
Yeah.
Like building that PC in that tech mall all that time ago. I didn't think
Of course you'd think that would be a loss.
I didn't think that was going to perform the way it did.
And then it just
Was a banger.
went super hard.
Yep.
And it's great. Sometimes the things that the audience might expect would be a loss.
Like the fire truck.
We might not, because there was a plan.
We knew we were going to make money on the fire truck April Fools.
Yep. But then that's not necessarily the goal every April Fools.
No.
It wasn't with the house.
The office move one to the house, we lost a flip ton of money on.
That thing I showed you that Jaden's working on, it cost us like very little. I think it would be really cool if we did a synchronized thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be with LTT. I'm sure you guys have your own idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to do a synchronized thing with the store.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because the vibes are...
immaculate.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think doing a synchronized thing with the store would be awesome.
More?
More.
I saw the Fairphone 6 Gen 6 video today, and I was wondering if you had any comments on the less exciting launch of it in the US, namely only having the de-Googled version officially and $900?
This is actually the first time hearing of that, which is a little frustrating given that I did shoot my short circuit of it. Oh, it's up. It went up this morning. Okay, hopefully nobody's mad about the fact that I'm not talking about that. I hate their naming scheme, by the way. It's called Fairphone Gen 6. So we went Fairphone, Fairphone 2, Fairphone 3, Fairphone 4, Fairphone 5, Fairphone Gen 6. That needs to stop. That the entire industry needs to get together and say, hey, so this is really stupid. Can we all not do this anymore at all? And then everyone needs to go, yeah, right? What was up with that? And then that would be super cool. Other than that, it seems like a much more competent daily driver device with the same great benefits of Fairphone, like the long software support, as well as the use of hopefully less harmful materials. The software support one, though, is becoming less of an issue now that so many of the major handset makers are committing to supporting their devices for 6-7 years even. Yeah, sorry, I don't know much about the less exciting US launch. First time hearing of it.
I have a Steam Deck and an OG ROG Ally that has stopped working. Should I get an Ally or an Ally X now, or do you think the price and performance of the Xbox ROG Ally is worth the wait? Or a Legion Go, lol?
I don't know. I don't know exactly how it's going to shake out. What I suspect is that it's going to be a very substantial performance upgrade and also a substantial performance per watt upgrade. But I've only been hands-on with the hardware for like 3 minutes playing a game.
To me, it's very interesting. Custom version of Windows.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
Very intriguing.
That might be a reason for you to buy. That might be a reason for you to not buy.
I'd say the biggest reason for me to wait right now would be that we're clearly on the precipice of a real next gen in mobile PC hardware. And either the ROG Ally X2, whatever they're calling it, is going to be like the one, if you want to pony up for it. Or what I'm kind of hoping for is that we'll see a second gen Steam Deck to go toe to toe with it. That's sort of what I'm hoping for, because Valve has never said, oh yeah, we're not going to do another Steam Deck. What they've said is we're not going to do it until there's a clear generational leap in performance. And I feel like we're getting there. I feel like we're getting real close. I saw this really interesting article talking about how the PC handheld makers they're missing the point by having these like really expensive handheld gaming PCs. But I feel like they were asking for something that's just not realistic. They were like, yeah, they missed Valve's point, the leadership Valve was trying to take with the affordable price. And it's like, yeah, but like Valve can only do that because they're subsidizing it with the 30% they take on Steam. Aya Neo doesn't have Steam.
Yeah.
They have to make on the hardware what Valve expects to make over the entire lifetime of that device being deployed.
Yeah. I can read the next one. It's for me.
Oh, I'll read it then.
Sure.
Hey, Luke. I convinced work to send me to DEF CON. Any tips for a first-time attendee? Also, what villages are you most interested in?
First off, congratulations on convincing your work to send you to DEF CON. I'm not sure how you did that as someone who has been there before. But nice. Sorry if your boss is watching. There's like a much more business-focused con that happens like right there at like almost the same time called Black Hat. But DEF CON is cool. You'll have a good time. What villages are you most interested in? Last time I hit the show floor for like 20 minutes and then went to a hotel room and worked on puzzles until the last hour of the show. Multiple days later, I did nothing else.
Clarify what the puzzles are.
We didn't pay for your trip, did we?
No.
Cool.
Yeah, no, not at all. I took time off.
Carry on.
Yeah, I did not think at all that I could make a business case for me going down there. And given what I did the whole time, I was right. They might have a different experience. Security researchers can totally pull it off. The saying pull it off in that sentence doesn't make it sound a ton more legit. There are panels and stuff that are really cool. I have panels like on my NAS from pre-YouTube DEF CON that were like security-based stuff that I thought was super interesting because I was interested in getting into the field. Like, it's a thing. I think most of the show is like fun and interesting stuff. And like, there's definitely some learning things. Like, there's the lockpicking village you can go to, and there's like, I thought it was kind of cool that they brought an actual like fence, and the fence just had a whole bunch of different types of locks on it, and you could sit there and practice with different lockpicks and stuff. That was pretty neat. But yeah, any tips for a first-time attendee? No, because I was in the building for like 2 total hours. So sorry, I can't really say a ton. Cool. I had a blast. It was really fun. It was really cool working with all the different people on the team that I was on and trying to compete with other people and do all that kind of stuff. Is a really cool experience. And it is a legitimate DEF CON experience because during DEF CON there are all these like puzzle cracking CTF type of things going on, and some of them you don't have to be on the show floor for. By the time I actually started doing the puzzles, a lot of people had gotten the things that you needed to get from the show floor itself already. There was an element of that, but by the time I started, that was already done. So we just sat in the hotel room on laptops and worked. But yeah, I would recommend at least. I'm going to recommend something I didn't do, but I had planned to do. Sample all the different areas. Go hang out for like half an hour in each little area. Don't do what I did and get too obsessed with like one thing.
Dacure says don't use random USB cables. Good advice.
Don't use random anything while you're there. Although I did, I purposely brought an old Pixel phone that had been left in a box not updated for a long time and refused updates, and went there with an old, not secured Pixel phone and jumped on every single open Wi-Fi network I possibly could the whole time I was there, hoping that I would get intruded on. Never happened.
Huh. I'm surprised, actually.
Me too. It's interesting. Someone else at Theo was also doing the same thing. We both came up with the same idea, but didn't tell each other. And he also didn't have anything happen.
Wow, no ponage.
It was interesting.
All right.
And I'm not expecting someone to drop a 0 day on like my random phone, but it wouldn't have been a 0 day. This was an ancient, like multi-year, no updates Android phone.
Maybe you just seemed too juicy and too obvious, like you were asking for it.
Maybe.
All right, hit me, Dan.
Hi, Luck and Danana. I made the geared maker chip at OpenSauce.
That was cool.
Did you read this? No, I can't remember. Can you talk a little about your experience and favorite booths? I loved the NASA booth.
Dan also went. I'm also interested in Dan's thoughts on this. The geared maker chip was cool. I saw a few of those. Can you talk a little about your experience in your favorite booths? I didn't see a huge amount of booths. I did go out of my way to make sure I went through the amateur rocketry section. That was really cool, seeing a bunch of like the school teams. There was a kid there who had done a bunch of work making his own carbon fiber rockets, and like talking about the work that went into that and stuff. And I got to chat with him for a while, which was awesome.
That's super cool.
I got a demo from one of the teams. That was an individual. I got a demo from one of the teams on how they were working their their fuel injectors and how they were bringing the cost down for it, and the machining that goes into that, and the trial and error that goes into that, and all that kind of stuff. Really, really cool section. I was happy I went to go through that. That was probably my favorite section in terms of interest. I thought the most fun part was probably 4D Counter-Strike.
What's 4D
someone brought
It's fun watching you fiddle around with that.
Yeah, someone brought. It's very similar to the punishment thing that you guys did for Ludwig, where there was a 1v1 setup of Counter-Strike, and I played against Tynan, and they had it so that all of the throwables, so the frag grenade, the incendiary, the smoke, and the decoy. I think the decoy did something. I don't remember. Like if you threw a smoke grenade and then stood in the smoke, there was a leaf blower right next to your head, and the leaf blower would turn on if you were in the smoke, and it would just like blah. It's like hard to hear and like actually keep your eyes open and play properly and stuff. If you stood in an incendiary, they had it work in reverse, so obviously they can't light something on fire. But they would spray you with water.
Okay.
There was like water guns set up. If you stood in if you got hit by fragmentation from a frag grenade, there was like a motor attached to your monitor, and your monitor would like and bounce all over the place.
Okay.
It was actually like,
that's pretty cool.
it was pretty sweet. It was fun to engage with.
Right.
It was really cool. I'm not going to necessarily say it was like the most impressive thing there. If you were going for impressiveness, there was a ton of really wild booths. What was that printer? You're going to understand this more than me.
Mm-hmm. The one that went to space.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, it's a printer that prints into goop, and it
you get like a
basically
vial of
rotates the vial of goop, and then
it shoots ultraviolet, I think.
Yeah, something like that, and it solidifies it as it spins, so you can do things in zero gravity.
You can create a 3D object, including with like hollow insides.
Yeah, it just builds it as it rotates. So
you could create like a swirling straw, like a spiraling straw, and it could actually be hollow on the inside. And you can do it in zero gravity, and you can do it in goop. And they didn't they make like glass out of it or something too?
Yeah, glass, diamonds, all that sort of stuff. It's sintered or something like that.
Wild. Wow. What is it actually? Do you remember what it's called?
No, I do not. But they did the Thinking Man. So like Thinking Man tube 3D printer would probably be a good way to find out.
Thinking Man tube 3D printer.
Yeah, they actually had one of the printers there that they had sent to space. At least I think so.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to find this very easily, but it was really, really cool. Very, very impressive. Was it by Made in Space? I'm not sure. Maybe it was. I don't know, but it was awesome. It was very cool to see. And there was a lot of other really impressive things as well. But I didn't see like all of the booths, so I'm sure there was really cool stuff that I didn't get to see.
Cool.
But it was great. Yeah, that printer was quite a thing to behold.
Absolutely, yeah. Just
literally just watching it happen was fascinating.
Oh yeah, it happens in real time. You see it spin, and then this object just slowly appears.
And you can see it's just goop, and there's clearly light on the goop, and then you start to see like a shadow of the thing almost. I don't really know how to describe.
It's like a little tiny ghost of it appears inside, and then it just gets more. And then it
starts becoming more and more real. It's weird. It's cool, but it's weird, and it's because as it rotates, the like video that they're playing essentially.
That's right.
That's being projected onto
So you know
it.
our CT scanner? How that looks like it's pictures that then get recombined into a full image? It's like the reverse of that. Like you play it a CT scanner video, and then the projector onto the gel surface.
And because of the
here we
video
are.
playing, exposure to that light concentrated on certain points as it's spinning and
Computed
changing.
axial lithography.
A what now?
Computed axial lithography. UC Berkeley. OpenCal, there's also a GitHub repository as well. OpenCal, it's open source layerless 3D printing, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
So, computed axial lithography. There's a 3D printing nerd video on it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Good luck, have fun.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this was nuts.
Want to hit me with another one?
Sure. Linus says he loves eating cereal for breakfast, but if cereal is not available, what other breakfast foods do you like? Mine is eggs Benedict with pulled pork, sautéed green peppers, and home fries.
Not a big eggs guy, which makes it really tough. I guess I like me a breakfast burrito is what I'll go for, and I know they always have eggs in them, but I guess the burrito makes it palatable for me. I also would never say no to a Belgian waffle with like fruit sauce on it, or ideally fresh fruit and whipped cream. Oh.
I'm not really a breakfast guy. Honestly, the place where I eat breakfast most consistently is Taiwan. And it's because I'll go to like a Family Mart or a 7-Eleven and get a banana. And they have a name, but I just lovingly call them the triangles. But I always forget what they're actually called.
Onigiri?
Maybe that's it. But it's a triangle of seaweed with rice in the inside and then some like meat or something else on the inside of that. And you peel the plastic on the outside, and you pull the plastic off, and that allows the seaweed and the rice to touch to each other. So the seaweed stays fresh while it's in the packaging.
That's cool.
Musube. I don't think I've heard it called that before.
I think I just ate soup dumplings for breakfast this year. That's not really breakfast, but
Not really.
I'll do it.
Sounds awesome.
Let me see.
All right, hit me.
Last one I got for you tonight. With Google having AI overviews
onigiri.
that divert traffic away from sites where the info comes from, but still links there, how does that compare to Wikipedia compiling info on a page with links to sources?
So I think the difference is that Wikipedia is not compiling info on a page. They are using the page as a source, but Wikipedia is compiling information on a subject. Whereas the AI overview, a lot of the time, it'll reference multiple sources in like a bibliography, but looking at the copy of the AI overview versus the page that it is taking it from, a lot of the time there's enough verbatim there that I think there's far less of an argument to be made that that it's like a fair use sort of transformative use of it. There's also the fact that Wikipedia is happening by hand and AI is automated. This actually reminds me a lot of the argument that people made back during the whole like ad block piracy thing, where they'd go, "Well, Linus, is it piracy to get up and walk away from your computer?" QED. Well, no, it's the automation that makes it a circumvention mechanism. It's not the mere fact that you didn't consume the advertisement. So the fact that it's highly automated, happening at scale, and seemingly just ripping the content right off the page in a lot of cases, that to me makes it less defensible.
Even just for you as a user, I would hazard against using them, not even for any moral reason or whatever else. But just because, dude, they are so often wrong. Those summary things I have found to be even higher error rate than standard chats.
We had an applicant for a writing position that we were interviewing earlier this week, and he was talking about me discussing the inaccuracy and how often the chatbot lied to me. And he asked it something as simple as like, when did this model of Ford vehicle get power windows? And it was wrong like 3 times. And he knew the answer. So he was like, no. And it's like, oh, you're right. I just extrapolated based on that was the first year that this other Ford vehicle got power windows. He's like, no, you're actually not right about that either. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like, yeah, they just hallucinate
just wrong
things.
a lot. I really want to this whole, I'm sure it's findable. I really want to figure out what the metric is when people say it's correct 90% of the time.
I mean, the grammar is usually pretty correct.
But that's what I mean. Like, does that count?
Does that count? I don't know. Like, do these words form a coherent sentence even if the meaning of it is completely inaccurate?
If there's one small thing that's incorrect in a response that it gives, does that mean that the entire response is incorrect? Or because the overall response was mostly right, is that counted as correct? Like, where are the lines on this?
I think it's wrong.
I agree, but
okay.
Where's the? Because I do not run into 90% of the time it's perfect. That it is not reflective of my experience with it.
Okay, so back when I was researching the gamer plane, my son was trying to figure out if it could fly somewhere. You remember the one I was talking about, right? My son was trying to figure out if it could fly somewhere nonstop, and it goes, this is the range of this plane, which it got right. This is the distance of this place, which it got right. And the distance was greater than the range. And then it said, yes, it can fly there nonstop. So it got all the base facts right, but drew the wrong conclusion. It's like, well, that to me is wrong. Because if you don't read it carefully, then you're not gonna know the right answer.
Interesting. I know someone who actively works in human reinforcement learning. This is from Tim 0003, sorry, 00X3. I know someone who actively works in human reinforcement learning for Gemini AI, and I can tell you that there is a score based on very specific phrases in an entire response, and each response is deemed how accurate is individually.
Yeah, so what they're saying is that example that I gave would be 66% correct. According to how the metrics,
that should count as a 0.
That's a 0, in my opinion as well.
So I think 90% is artificially inflated high.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt that we'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye!